What's up, everyone? Emoto here with Marco Pinball. We recorded some fantastic interview and gameplay footage of all the homebrew and custom games at Texas Pinball Festival 2026 as part of our PinDevCon movement, helping and supporting others to create their very own pinball masterpieces. And today we're just gonna watch through the interviews. We recorded 9 awesome interviews with creators. We can check out gameplay footage. We'll have special guests coming by. Special huge shout out to Manu from Free Gold Watch and Mystery Pinball Theater 3000 for directing and running this stream for us, and for our local Texans, Fliptronics, Jordan and Rebecca, to come in and help with the interviewing and providing all the live stream equipment so this could happen and look beautiful. And then we have a couple other special guests pop in. You might see some Retro Ralph in there. You might see some Jamie Burchell from the JBS show. Jeff Dodson stops by with Dirty Pool Pinball. He actually had a cool sound booth set up at the show where he was recording custom callouts, completely free library for anyone making their homebrew game. So that's super exciting because he's going to put all of that library together. I think we recorded maybe 40 different voices over the weekend, and we'll have that entire library on our website, marcopinball.com. If you head over there and go to the blog section, we do already have his free sound effects library. So if you need a cool digital spinner rip sound or some cool pop bumper sounds and stuff like that, he has a full library to help jumpstart your pinball project. For those just coming in, we do have our PinTech Live code. This is free domestic shipping for orders over $99 as a thank you for watching the show. And I'm going to drop in that code into the chat. It's PT PinDevCon. That's our super secret PinTech Live code. Oh, look, and Jeff's in the chat. Awesome. Dude, that was so cool. I need to hit you up. We have Golden State Pinball Festival coming up pretty soon here in mid-May. I go out there and I run Pinball University. It's all the seminar tracks teaching folks all about working on their games, making games, history of games, all sorts of great stuff. But I do have that sound booth still, Jeff, so we should do something fun out there in the Silverball camp. I was thinking maybe we can do a fun like pinball confessionals thing and just make it super easy where anyone could come in there and then hit record and just give us their best pinball confessionals. So not anything you need to master and edit into a library, but it could just be fun, you know, therapy for our friends. And yeah, the Homebrew Village setup we keep doing at shows is super exciting. We're all gearing up for another big presentation at Pinball Expo this year. Hopefully Jeff joins us with that and we can all praise the Great Pyramid. Other stuff going on in pinball news before I start is Pintastic is coming up. Pintastic is in New England area, I think Massachusetts, and they have an awesome homebrew and custom makers community up there. Mad scientist Lynn, that's his stomping ground, so you'll see all of his cool augmented reality a la Pinball 2000 games and more there. And you know, they usually have a really big haul of games. Aaron Davis from Fast Pinball is going up to the show to hang out with everyone and provide support. And then the weekend right after that is Midwest Gaming Classic, which is, I believe, their 35th anniversary, so congratulations to them. Also a great homebrew community up in the Milwaukee area, so they'll have cool pinball and arcade custom game group. Thanks to all the hard work from Jabberwocky. We love him and everything he does. So super happy to support both shows from afar And if you're looking to see where the Marco team will be at, we will be at Pin Festival in Allentown at the end of this month with all of our wares. So if you're looking for great deals for pinball parts or something to pick up for your next homebrew game or your restoration you're working on, come meet us over at Allentown. And again, always we do pre-orders to the show, so if there are particular parts you want to bring, because we can't bring our whole 40,000 SKU catalog up there with us, you can give us a call or email at sales@marcopinball.com, and we can put in an order for you, save you on those expensive shipping fees. We'll also have a deal for glass pickup, so if you need to replace those scratched glass, we will have sheets for $40 a pop, 2 for $75. That's for standard glass, and we're gonna have some high definition style glass up there too. That will also be discounted. So come with your wallets ready. It's a really cool show. There's probably like 30 other vendors there too, all selling their wares. One of our favorite times of the year. It's our big flea market show. So we bring stuff from our website, but also stuff that you'll never see on our website. So it's really fun to dig in and go around parts. I'll be looking for some parts myself for some of my projects, and I need to start my homebrew build soon. I started to figure out what I'm going to do though, but we're not going to get into that. We're going to check out these awesome interviews, and we're going to start off with Nate's Tiki Tapu.
And we're here. Good morning, you guys. My name is Rebecca. We are here at Texas Pinball Festival bringing you the Homebrew games. We are starting here because we like to drink at 10 o'clock in the morning. Definitely 5 o'clock somewhere. Manu's going to cut that out in post. Everything can get fixed in post. So we're going to start with Tiki Tapu. This is Manu. This is Nate. And this is a beautiful game, and I am absolutely in love with it. So Nate, tell me a little bit about how we got started with Tiki Tapu. Like, where is your inspiration coming from for this?
The inspiration is coming from Virtual Pinball, Tiki Bob's Atomic Beach Party. It was a re-theme of a Stern Cheetah, and I really like the vibe. I love Tiki stuff, Polynesian culture, the music, like hula and luau music. Yeah. It's just chill vibes. As you can tell from the color, it's pretty down, chill vibes. And I just went from there. I tried creating my own virtual pinball to start the process, and it didn't just really pan out. So I ended up getting a piece of wood, attaching some flippers to it, and just started going to town and trying to find my correct ball paths.
So we did the foam core practice style sort of development.
Yeah. Well, so a lot of my playfield parts, I bought a populated Matahari. All my pop bumpers, the drop banks, the slings were all repurposed. I refurbed them all, cleaned them up, and so then put those on there first, I guess. That was the start of it. And I totally forgot your question.
No, you're fine. So we started with some Stern Cheetah drops.
You wanted foam core. Yes, cereal boxes were my favorite, like, rigidity for making ramps and stuff. Because it's like, I don't know, it's just the right malleableness, and it's thinner than foam core, so you can like tape it as a ramp and stuff.
So specifically cereal boxes.
Yes.
Did you have a cereal that you gravitated towards?
We always have like Captain Crunch in our house, so no joke, there's a lot of Captain Crunch on here.
Is there anything related to Captain Crunch incorporated in your game?
No, there's not. He's not very tiki. He's more of a pirate. I would do a pirate theme too.
I mean, honestly, the way that this is turning out, if you also did a pirate theme, I would be so into that.
It would probably turn out okay, I'm thinking.
So we worked with some Cheetah, we worked with some Matahari. I think you had mentioned a little earlier today that you also really liked the spinner that came from the Bond 60th.
Yeah. The local place, which is not local, it's an hour and a half away, called Pinball Palace. He has a Bond 60th, and I played it, and that has loopbacks. That was a thing too. Going through the volcano, it does a pretty nice like kickback to you, and I really enjoy that speed. And the spinner, it gets in the way, but it also just adds to the game. You have to watch out for it or bank off of it. I don't know. I love the spinner. little tiny.
So what system are you using for this? How are we working on the code and the animations and the art? Where did all of this come from? It's gorgeous.
So we'll start with the art because it was a little contentious. I Google image search. There's an artist, his name is Shag, and I really enjoy mid-century modern art. One of my favorites, Art Deco, super cool. I love the straight lines. Anyway, I made the art. Someone's like, that's not your art. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I reached out to Shag, not him directly, but his lawyers.
Yeah.
And they gave me the good graces. I said I was going to bring it to Expo, which I never made it to Expo. And they said, basically, if I'm not making money on it, then it's okay to do. Obviously, you can't even put a coin in it. So that was my good graces, and that's where the art came from. I actually took and cut it and collaged everything together. Like, if you took a Google lens, you could probably get a feedback that it's Shag, but it's very cut up and different.
So you took existing art, you worked it all together to kind of make something different. It's like a collage. It's like
a big collage.
It's a big
On
collage.
my splash screen, on my attract mode, I give props to the artist, and I say reimagined by me. It is reimagined, but it's his art.
No, well, it is gorgeous. His art is fantastic.
So then it's,
Tell me a little bit about the coding.
Yes, well, I use Cobra pin boards.
Okay.
I know a lot of guys use Fast. I can tell you how cheap I am. I homemade a bunch of stuff on here. And it's not that I'm cheap. I'm frugal, I guess. I don't know. But I have Cobra pin. The price point was good for me. The coding is MPF, like most of us guys are doing. And I did not know a thing about code. If you don't know code, you can learn it. It's like, actually, you know what? Sue, I think, The Greatest Showman. Sue is a nurse, and she learned how to code to do The Greatest Showman. And that was inspiration for me. Like, these people who know nothing about it, because I know nothing about it, have learned how to do this. However, the community of homebrewers is very uplifting and very helpful. So yeah, so Cobra and MPF and Godot. And then all the art, I've just made it all in Photoshop. All my animations are literally like stop film animation with like frames. And then the frames just move.
Honestly, it fits your theme really, really well. I'm very impressed by it. So talk to me a little bit, now that we've kind of talked about your playfield, your design, your art, let's talk a little bit about your rules. How do we play this game? What do you want to shoot for? We know Manu's flipping on it like crazy.
Right.
What do I want to start? How do I get to a multi-ball? The real big question for anybody who walks up to a game. I want more than one ball. How do I get there?
Let's start with, can you see it? You can, okay.
I can't
see it. You can't see it in the image. So every time I brought this somewhere, no one knows how to start it. The start button is on the right-hand side and the plunger is on the left-hand side. So no one could find the start button. I put a little turtle here that says start. No one saw it. I made that placard right there. It says start button on the right, 2 can play. People still ask me how to start the game. So anyway, if you get it started,
once you start the game,
you have to hit the captive ball 2 times. Once you hit it twice, you can hit the scoop for a mode. Right now, Manu's got the scoop lit for mode.
Okay.
Oh, that's another part of my modes too. I like simple. I like EM and SS games. I want it to be simple. It's actually really hard. A lot of my modes ended up being really hard, but whatever, it's making me a better player, right? So actually, for the first multi-ball, you asked about multi-balls.
Yeah.
The first one, after the initial drain, ball save, when the ball save ends, behind the volcano is a little kicker, and it's called the Sneaky Tiki multi-ball. So if you can just grace it up in there, you can get a multi-ball. And that's on every ball. There's one time every ball, because it's kind of a hard shot. The next up would be the main multi-ball, which Manu just got one in there. There's a trap door. You can open the trap door on both ramps or through the center of the volcano. There's a subway. You lock 3 balls, and you get a volcano multi-ball. And they all come out of the buck, cascading like lava. and then the play field turns like magma. So maybe he'll get it.
I will say your light shows are also wonderful. I do feel like I should be like underground in a tiki bar right now while we're watching Manu play with it. So I did notice that he's got 3 lights and a little arrow lit. What does that do now that he's got it lit?
So I'm a big fan of Attack from Mars. Who isn't? It's a great game. My scoop is actually modeled after that too, where you can go in the back and it pops out the front, which I completely welded up and fabricated myself. And it has like a Williams kicker in it. So when you get the 3 lights, well, the 4th, so you got to do 1, 2, 3, and then the name of the tiki god. These are all real tiki gods.
Love it.
I did a ton of research. On Polynesian culture to like kind of help integrate with the game. So you get 1, 2, 3. So right now, Kanaloa is blinking.
Okay.
If he gets that back loop shot one more time, the scoop will light up and blink. So he must have got Hina because I can see it's blinking pink right now.
Yeah.
So if he gets in there, the playfield will do a rainbow splash and they'll get 75,000. Did he get Volcano Multi-Ball? Oh, no, it didn't.
Oh.
Did he get it? Okay, Volcano Multi-Ball is going to start, I think.
I think he's got 2 balls.
Oh,
I think he has 2 balls locked.
Oh, he only has 2 balls on.
So now he needs to get to the volcano multi-ball. I'm
He
very
needs
excited.
One more. Oh, so you get the rainbows?
I like the
that
rainbows.
is when you get-
That is a tasteful rainbow.
So you don't have to get the bonus after getting them all to get, there's going to be like, it's called Tiki Tapu Multi-Ball. If you literally get all those filled up, all 5 Tiki gods, it's a 3-ball multi-ball with like a 60-second ball save. Just for all your hard work, because that's what, 4, 8, 12, 16, what is that in my 5, 20 shots to light all those.
This is so crazy. And what I will say is I feel like this is very inspired from our like 90s era, like our 90s era games with a lot of the classics.
I like street-level games with a little bit of flair. You know what I mean?
I think that this absolutely hits that need. I also really like that it's something where it's like you hit it multiple times, you get the thing, then it incorporates into your mode.
Right.
I also really enjoy your parrots. Did
The
you?
Tiki Room birds. Yeah, the Enchanted Tiki Room was the inspiration for that. Because there's 4. It's Pierre, Jose, Michael, and Fritz. And if he gets to that mode, the Enchanted Tiki Bird mode, they're actually going up and down. It's not like the Kakamora. It's from Disney. That's from Disney, you know? So if he gets all the Kakamoras knocked down, that's the mode, but it's not as easy as you would think. So I 3D printed different drop targets because I wanted the Kakamora dudes on them. And I don't know, the recoil on them's weird, so it's something I gotta work on.
So I'm gonna ask I am a massive 3D printing nerd, just like me personally. What printer are you using?
I have bamboo P1Ps. And then, so my wife 3D prints for a side business. So we have 4 of those and we have 7 AMSs.
I think I might need to become best friends with your wife, and I'm going to entirely derail this entire homebrew stream just to nerd out about 3D printing.
I feel really bad. I just noticed my R drop target is not registering. And I messed with it this morning, and I see it's not working when you just did that mode. Did you get it?
I think we got it. I think we're about to have a volcano multi-ball.
It should register, though. There's no tilt. Just shake it a little bit.
Just shake it. It's hula. You don't need to tilt. You don't need it.
Oh, come on. There we go.
There we go. Yes. Here we are. Oh, it comes out the top of the volcano. Oh, that's...
So, I think when we drove here, there must be a particle of something in the subway because that keeps happening too. Like, it just can't get over it. But I don't have compressed air here to blow it out.
Somebody here has to have compressed air. But also, tell me about volcano multi-ball that Manu just drained out of. Oh, no, it's still in there.
Yeah, okay, so now the coup ramp, that back ramp, that's a jackpot, and then the side, which is called the Kahuna jackpot because it's got the surfing hippopotamus.
Of course.
Yeah, big Kahuna, you know, that's Hawaiian, the big Kahuna, that's where he comes from, so that's incorporated into it. But yeah, so I wanted it to all be lava with the volcano multi-ball. My friend here, Moog, who made Turbo Time, he actually has an idea for like a wizard mode that everything will be black and then it'll slowly just be red draining down the field and you have to make certain shots. So that'll probably get coded at some point where all the lights shut off and then just red and you have to get the shots before the red gets to the bottom. It's like a lava flow.
How long were you working on this game?
August will be about 2 years when I made my first screw hole.
That's it, just 2?
Yeah. So I really hustled because I brought it to Southern Fried in Georgia last year. I actually had my playfield vinyl done and I was clear coating it in my shed before that show because I wanted to bring it there. The code was extremely not mature, opposite of mature. Baby code.
Baby code, baby code, baby code.
Premature code? I don't know. It was baby code. But I wanted to bring it there. I had met Ernie and I was like, I need to go. So I brought it there and ever since then it's been like, yeah, I'm gonna make it better. So my game has been like built and looking like this. Not the side lights, I added those to it. Because you know what? Steve Ritchie played it and he said, you gotta light it up like Elton John. And I really have added a lot of lights. Ah, this is amazing. Thank you. I'm glad you're here to do this. I had FOMO from Expo because my game wasn't there. So I'm really glad they're doing it again. Thank you, Marco. Thank you, Manu. Whoever else is involved with this. What is your team?
I am Rebecca. My partner Jordan is over here. We are streaming on Fliptronic. That's what we do. We are in Austin, Texas.
I love that you guys are part of this. This is so awesome.
Me too. One of these days, if you come down to Austin, we'll have to take you to the Tiki Bar down in Austin. It is wonderful. And so I think we are going to finish up here. The last question that I have for you is, what is your favorite tiki drink?
You're going to hate this.
I don't hate.
I don't drink. That's so that people have like, oh, you should put this drinking stuff in here. I'm like, I don't drink.
I love this. I don't drink a lot, but I love a good fruit juice.
You know what? I went to Perry's the first night I was here and got a pineapple mint mocktail. Phenomenal. I love mocktails.
I also love
mocktails.
mocktails.
Fizzy water, so anything bubbly.
I think actually the end of this is that we're going to become best friends, and your wife is going to also be my new best friend. So with that, we're going to go stream some more homebrews. Hi, Amato. This has been very fun. Thank you.
All right, welcome internet and friends. This is PinDevCon 2026. We are at Marco Pinball's Homebrew booth, and we are looking at bootleggers. My man Kyle right here, you're the lead on this. Tell us a little bit about what Bootleggers is.
So Bootleggers is a project by a team that I put together of a lot of really creative people in the homebrew world. Strong people who've built games like Friday the 13th and Big Trouble Little China. We got Aaron from Fast Pinball, Ernie who did Monsters Inc. and a bunch of other games, too many to count. You got Nick.
You got the Avengers.
Yeah, Nick. We assembled the Avengers team. We got Nick who did Turbo Time. We got Alex Labasco who's a contributor on MPF and he did Trogdor. And then we've got Jeff Palmer who did Enigma and he owns an arcade in Bay City, Michigan. So a really strong team of people that we put together to do this. And our one goal is to be able to create an open source pinball machine that anyone can build themselves. So we will, where are we at? Over the jump target? All right, I like it. There we go.
Open source.
Open source pinball machine, and so our goal is to publish all the files for the entire game. We're streaming on Monday nights. We stream our design process, and then by Expo of this year, we will have a fully fitted and finished game that you can go and build yourself. So once we publish all the files, we're going to film DIY videos so that you can follow along step by step and build your own copy of the game.
So, if I'm reading this correctly, this is kind of a way for someone to go through the entire workflow of creating a game, but not have to sit and wonder what their game is going to be. And so you're separating, it's like a tutorial.
Yeah, we wanted to make it as approachable as possible for someone to build their own game.
Okay.
To this point, like if you build a homebrew machine, it's a massive undertaking. You have to master skill sets of every color, right?
Yeah.
So with this, we're trying to take that work out of it so that you essentially can build a kit, even though it's not a kit. Like we're going to partner with Marco to do kits of the components that are going into this, and we're going to have the playfields produced and ramps produced. So you just buy the stuff at cost, follow the instructions, and build it. That's it. So we really want to make it approachable for people, not even the homebrew world, but like people who are collectors, people who haven't thought about building a game yet. We want to lower that barrier of entry. So someone who just learns how to weld on YouTube or do their own flooring on YouTube can do the same with a pinball machine.
This is fascinating. You know, Kyle, have you created any other homebrew games, creations?
Yeah, so my first homebrew was the Harry Potter homebrew.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's been at Expo the last 2 years.
Right.
And that was, I probably bit off more than I could chew for my first game. But that really taught me like the intricacies of building one of these and what it takes. And then I recognized that there are so many hurdles for people to overcome to do it themselves. So we really want to try to make it as easy as possible for people.
How's the project going so far? Where are you right now in the process of making the process?
So we started the development of this in November of last year, right after Expo, and it was a big push to get it here for TPF to this point. We had to start off with one person doing like the sole physical design of the whitewood, so that we're aligned on how it shoots, and then once we lock in the physical part of that, then everyone on the team can start building their own copies of it. But so I've been doing the physical whitewood. The cabinet, Kyle Smet brought that. Alex Labasco sent me a computer with the code. And Aaron put together a harness and shipped the harness for the playfield over. So it's been like everything coming together last minute.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get the light back.
Yeah.
Hey, Becca, can you get Jordan to turn the light back on? So, so all the ramps and everything, they're all 3D printed right now. Is so you're going to give them the plans and everything to create all this stuff, or is Marco like going to make actual wire ramps?
So our plan for the ramps right now, so because it's going to be open source, we're going to publish like the 3D print files, but we're also
you mentioned that.
we're going to partner with a company to do the vacuum forming, and then they can go to that company to buy vacuum form ramps that are made for this. Wire forms, I think, are a little bit too difficult for just some average person to learn how to do it. I mean, yeah, no big deal. Kind of a big deal.
Okay.
The start button.
So what is the significance, or is there any significance of the bootlegger's title?
So the bootlegger's title kind of came from us, like sitting. Yeah, go for it. Sitting in my my bourbon room at my house, and like last April, Aaron, all the guys flew out to my house to like brainstorm this idea. And as we're sitting there drinking whiskey, it just dawns on us, well, let's make a game about prohibition bootlegging. So, yeah, and we wanted to do an original theme that is not a licensed theme that we can make open source, and then anyone can use the artwork. So,
yeah, I figured that. Yeah.
we're working with a great artist. Eric Lee has done the art so far on the back glass, and right now just the vinyl decal on the playfield, but he's going to do full art on the playfield, the cabinet, all of it. And it's been incredible to work with him. He does amazing work, and he's really doing a good job bringing this to life visually.
And so the software, so you guys are doing soup to nuts, huh? You're doing hardware build, and then you're going to have some software tutorials.
Yep. So Alex Labasco from our team is a contributor on MPF. So he did everything on the software to this point to get it flipping for this. He added some basic code for us to do multi-balls and switch scoring and lights and all that to get us here. But we have a whole rules flowchart planned out for how we want this game to play. And I think it's going to be really fun.
You know, this is, I love coming here and seeing what you guys are creating, but this is a creator's creation. I'm planning a project with my son, and I may just wait for you guys to finish this so I can I can see what the process is from soup to nuts. Like, this is kind of thankless work.
Yeah, I mean, we're building it by the community for the community, so we really want to make it as easy as possible for people. And, you know, the whole point of bringing it here as a prototype is to get the feedback from people that are shooting it and see where we can make improvements and tweak shots here and there. Because when we come back from TPF, we're going to make those adjustments, we're going to lock in the design, and then we're getting the artwork completed on this. And we'll have it at Expo fully buttoned up.
So I noticed. Good shot, Don. It's right there. This is So they have this game here today. They're kind of workshopping it, but this is a creation for creators, right? You found it.
We don't have a backboard yet. We don't have a backboard yet, so.
Okay. So let me ask you a question, Kyle. We lost our guy. Come on over. Let me ask you a question. So I noticed that there aren't any pop bumpers on here.
Yeah.
Does that matter?
For the theme of bootleggers, we wanted it to be fast and aggressive.
Okay.
And we think like having pops, at least like classic pops on the upper portion, slows it down too much.
Well, my question is, does that matter to the homebrew newbie who's following along and maybe they want a pop bumper nest?
Well, you could probably add your own in if you wanted to.
Not to this design specifically,
Right,
but
not to this specifically, but as far as like learning how to integrate it in code and how to wire it, it's all kind of the same when it comes to like a mech and how an auto fire is configured in MPF. So I feel like you could leverage a lot of the code that we're going to publish for this to help you on your journey of building your own that may not be bootleggers but something else.
yeah, that's kind of I didn't want people to get scared and go, oh, there are no pop bumpers on that, or there's no there's no Barry target. Oh, there's no this and that. You start naming these mechs that are unique to some games. The overall abstract of it is it's electricity, it's a switch, and it's a thing just firing. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's not simple, but it's simple if you think about it.
Yeah.
You know.
I tend to think of pinball as a lot of simple things, many simple things happening at the same time.
Yep. Exactly right. Yep. I mean, if you break it down, it's all binary ones and zeros that run the whole game. So
I think the idea that you're going to just give them an example of some simple things. I see you have a lot of stand-up targets. Do you have any drop targets on this?
we do. We have a three-bank.
Three-bank right over here.
You can't see it because of the 3D print. But that'll be a three-bank so that'll spell barley on the right side. You got rye on the left side. And then your oblong narrow targets up top are spelling corn. So you're collecting the grains to build your whiskey or distill your whiskey.
You have lights going on, so you have everything you need. Lights, targets. It's very unique that you use that spinner. What was the inspiration to use that very unique kind of Totan Avengers kind of spinner?
So how this all started is everyone on the team brought an idea to the table on some element they liked in another game that they wanted to be in this game. So we took everybody's idea and combined them. Like my idea is I like the fast power lane feeds. The kickback, there's a Jagoff kind of kickback up there off the upper flipper.
Okay.
That was Aaron's idea. He likes that. The horizontal spinner was Alex Labasco's wish that he wanted in the game. So everyone brought a different element into this design, and we cobbled it together in a flow and a shot pattern that we thought worked well.
So where does this project, like, what is its status, and how long do you think it'll be before people get to actually experience open source pinball prototype of bootleggers?
So our goal is to have this machine fully complete with full artwork at Expo.
Wow.
We will also have 3 other members on the team are building the same machine, the same copies. So we're planning to try to have 4 copies of this game at Expo, fully art, fully finished, and then after that point, it becomes we got to film the videos on step by step. But we'll be publishing all the files and everything when it's finished too. So we're tracking towards the end of this year.
Kyle, I don't know what to say, man. This is completely different than what I expected. I thought we were going to walk up and watch a cool-looking game, but the idea that you're making this game so that people can make a game is incredible. I think you and the team should be commended. I'm looking really forward to, I am too, because I want to build something.
Yeah,
so I'm looking forward to trying it. Thank you so much. Don, thank you for playing.
Man, of course, anytime, yeah.
This is Bootleggers, you guys, right here at PinDevCon, Marco Pinball. We'll be back with some more. Thanks, Kyle.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're back here at the Homebrew section of Marco Pinball. My name is Manu. I am honored to be here with JBS Jamie and Retro Frickin' Ralph and the frickin' I added.
Oh, so this is the one where we had Retro Ralph and Jamie Birchall come and help us do some gameplay. We actually have a great interview with Kyle on Big Trouble in Little China over at Pinball Expo 2025. So you can see that on our YouTube channel, Marco Pinball. But for now, let's watch these fun guys play and interact with this award-winning homebrew game.
Because it's YouTube safe. Hello, guys.
How's it going, man?
Good.
We're excited for this. It's gonna be fun. And Jamie and I are a little competitive with each other, so we'll see how it goes.
I'm gonna win this. Man. I'm winning it.
He's
Have you
overconfident.
played it before?
Technically, no,
Okay.
not really.
Well, let's go.
What was that? Wait, what was that? Technically,
All right.
you played it.
I played one ball at Pinball Expo, but I felt bad. The lines were super long, so I kind of let other people play. So everyone's always hyped to play.
What a nice guy.
Jamie just sat there the whole time. He didn't care about anybody behind him. So it's fine.
Who's first?
I'm going.
All right, so we're at Big Trouble in Little China. And the reason we're doing this kind of fun thing with Jamie and Ralph here is because we already spoke to Kyle. We have an interview in the bag about this game. This game is extremely popular. If you were watching earlier, we did Kyle's other game, which is Friday the 13th. And so now we're just going to have a little fun flipping on Big Trouble, which, believe it or not, Jamie, myself, and Ralph we don't get to play these because we're letting you guys play it. But what do you think so far, Ralph?
I mean, they for sure captured the movie in this game. I mean, 100% captured the movie theme, which is awesome. So I'm excited to play.
Uh-oh, that was quick. I didn't get to talk
really
to
fast.
Ralph for a while. I guess I'm talking to Jamie.
I gotta dead bounce more. If I don't start dead bouncing, I'm terrible.
Oh, is that just in general in
It's
pinball?
just in general in pinball. I need to dead bounce better, and I get flipper happy.
I agree. My fault is kind of trying to drop catch everything.
Yeah, I don't have drop catch in my arsenal, to be honest with you, Manu.
I think you may. Do you think you need it?
Yeah, I think so. So this game is absolutely beautiful. If you haven't played it before, come to a show. This is what Homebrew is really all about. And the Homebrew section that Marco and Fast Pinball put together here at Expo and at TPF and at Houston Arcade Expo has been fantastic.
I'm really proud to be a part of it.
Are you? You should be. You really should be, because it's just fantastic. And everyone is so lovely in this booth because we want creators, and you never know what's going to come out of this. I mean, you just never know.
Yeah. These look like Kyle's games look like commercial games. And we never want to scare homebrew newbies off. Your game is probably not going to look like this when you first start, but don't let that scare you, because Kyle's game didn't look like this when he first started.
No, I'm sure it's multiple iterations and takes time and tinkering and figuring out. I'm not a mechanical engineer, so I couldn't do any of this stuff. But I just love playing the homebrews. It's one of my favorite part of the show. Look at him.
All right, so Ralph, I was going to say we might need to do best of 3. I think that's the safest if we do best of 3.
Well, how much time do we have? We have like 15 minutes, so Ralph's having a good ball already. So
I was basing it off of your ball, though.
Oh, that's fair. That's very, very fair.
I'm just messing with you.
Very, very fair.
Guess who's not playing? I am not getting in the middle of this.
No, it's okay. We're very competitive. So Ralph and I have this little competition that we do.
Down, baby, you're going
I know.
down.
Uh-oh. You know when they say that, they drain.
Instant drainage right now. He's got 2-ball multi-ball. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. But we have this competition, Manu. When we come to a show together, we play 11 games, and the first to 6 or wins.
11 games.
Or whatever. Well, if you win, you get to the loser gets to choose the next game, and then they go first. It's just this little thing that we do. We're doing it for a challenge coin. If you see Ralph here, hit him up for a challenge coin.
Wow, Ralph is
It's the gloves, Manu. It's the fact that he wears gloves even for a homebrew game. I don't understand that.
The last time I wore gloves, I played better, but people started making fun of me.
Well, rightfully so. Rightfully so. What's next? A light? Gonna put a light? He's gonna have a light. He's gonna have pin shape.
That was so unfair. He's talking smack. Well, whatever, man.
He was laying it on a thing because your ball time was too long.
All right, so hey, I'm gonna come correct about the gloves, okay? And this is a personal choice, but I have very sweaty hands, Manu. Like it's sweaty, and I feel like it's out of respect, really, because does anybody really want to put their hands on a sweaty lock bar?
No, and you don't want to do the thing where you take your shirt and you wipe down.
No, so Jamie may think it's goofy, and you know what? People do make fun of me, but I'm confident. I'm okay with it. I'm not insecure about it at all.
I injured my hand once and I wore the gloves and I found that they were actually better for me to play with.
Man.
And then people on stream made fun of me, and I fell into that.
Don't.
I did.
Mono, don't.
No, I did.
Don't. I'm gonna give you the confidence to wear the gloves. I need to check in and see how Jamie's doing because I'm a little bit stressed out that he's gonna beat me.
Let's talk more about the game. Ralph, what are you getting right now from the read of the game? I know this is new. You guys don't know the rule set, but what are you getting?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the shots. So I don't know everything yet, but this ramp is really cool on the left. I love that. The whips around. I do like that, like around the skull, there's it's fast though, so you got to be careful. But around the skull, it does this super fast whip 180 thing, which is really cool. So I'm liking it so far.
Reminds me of No Fear, actually.
A little bit, and the artwork is really spectacular. So I don't know if people can see it on the stream well. Hopefully they can, but the art just ties it all in. So they did a really good job on it. To me, homebrews are getting so good now that this looks like a commercial game to me. If this was being sold, I would be like, oh yeah, it looks ready to go.
This could be on your next reveal stream or whatever, or YouTube channel, right?
100% good. And I know this is a movie that a lot of people have nostalgia for, so I feel like it was a smart game to make a homebrew out of. I mean, there's so many great homebrews. I know we're talking about this one, but I haven't even played. There's the Top Gun Maverick one here now. There's a whole bunch of great games. So I always encourage people, if you want to see the next generation or these ideas people come with, I feel like they come from homebrew now. They're doing very creative things. Don't you think?
Yes. Well, yes, I do. Some of the people making homebrew are getting hired.
Yeah, and that's amazing. It had, what was I always forget his name, the one that got hired over at American originally that made Sonic. I always forget his name.
Oh, Ryan McSquid?
Yeah, that's a great, if you like Sonic, that's a great game. The Pokemon one, obviously there's now a Pokemon by Stern, that's another fun one, but...
Ralph, do you think that the companies like Stern and JHB are looking at the homebrew, what they're creating, and going after those licenses?
I don't know. That's a really good question. I gotta think that because homebrew ties into the nostalgia so much, they usually choose these the ones that haven't been done yet. I do think they look at that. I do.
All right, Ralph's up.
It went all right.
Come on over, Jamie.
It went all right.
He's winning right now, though.
You're winning.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
You're winning.
Right. I wasn't sure who's winning.
He's winning right now. But I believe in ball 3. By the way, it only takes one ball, boys and girls. Yeah. And Ralph has a tendency to choke when he's ahead.
I heard.
Yeah. So I'm not worried about it.
What's up, baby?
Let's talk more about the game. So what do you feel right now while shooting it?
So the left orbit and the magnet up there to get that shot is really wicked cool. Uh-oh. I have to figure out how to get the multi-ball. Obviously, I know it's the green shots in the middle, so I'm going to work on that on ball 3. I like the mystery. I like the cutout scenes. This is not a typical homebrew, right? I mean, because
It's hard to say, though, because this is becoming what the typical homebrew is.
That's true.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, right? But the classic version of the homebrew is a bare wood with some stuff stapled to it, and then hopefully...
Maybe that was that way like 5 years ago,
Yes.
and then all of a sudden, these machines are starting to come out, like Saw, and that was a really unbelievable machine. Tony Hawk. I haven't played Top Gun yet, and that's the talk of the town here. So, yeah, they've just done an amazing job. These artists are what they are. They're artists.
And you know what it is? It's the enabling of the community by companies like Fast, Pinball, and all the companies that are coming out with node boards and stuff to make your life easier. This is why we kind of gone back to 20 guys making a pinball machine to like one guy in their garage making a pinball machine.
That's right.
Because they can buy all the stuff, kind of.
Well, Aaron from Fast Pinball has been such a great proponent of homebrews. He's really done an amazing job with the Moto and Marco specialties, and so, sky's the limit, and I can't wait for a manufacturer to pick one of these up, and they're doing it.
Yeah. That's kind of like what Ralph and I were chatting about.
Oh.
Are you?
buddy.
Oh, wow.
Ball 3 magic.
Oh, yeah, I think, oh, man.
He's got a little bit of an uphill climb here. I mean, Jamie gets really cocky, though. It is friendly, though. It's friendly for the most part, but he gets a little cocky, so we'll see what he pulls out. But I did hear Jamie talking about Fast Pinball, the system.
Okay.
So my first experience with Fast was with Predator, and one of the things that Aaron does that it's so cool with his platform is he makes it so you can easily expand it. So I didn't get a Predator with a shaker motor. I talked to Aaron. He sends the shaker motor board, and it was just super easy. It was
super
yeah.
easy
And
to do,
he
yeah.
always tells me, he's like, look, did I win? Oh, Jamie, can we?
Wait, I'm at 14. Where are you at?
No, brother, you're way off.
I'm way off.
All right, so here's what we're going to do then. Ralph, I think you're going to play a solo?
Yeah, let him play the last ball.
Play a
Let him
solo.
the last ball.
Oh, yeah, you have a ball left.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a walk-off.
I was saying, are we cool with can we add one more thing with when I talked to Aaron, he's like, look, I made this system so it's super modular and easy, and I had called him and he's like, don't worry about it. If the plug looks like it fits, you can't break anything. And it was that was really cool to me. So I called up Aaron. I'm like, dude, I can see why the homebrew community is adopting your platform. So it's awesome.
I like that. If it fits in the hole, you can't break it. I love it.
Yeah, that's what he basically said. It's like you can't mess it up.
So I asked this question. Ralph's going to finish the game. I asked this question to Ralph, but we were talking about, and you had just mentioned, is it possible now that the pinball manufacturers are taking a peek over in the homebrew and seeing what's hot?
I still beat him. I fumbled.
You still beat him.
Oh, yeah, you whipped my rear end.
So yeah, come on over. Let's finish up this chat real quick.
Okay.
About the homebrewers and the manufacturers possibly looking at the homebrewers stuff and going, maybe we should get that license, or you think that's not happening right now?
I mean, I already answered it, but if you want to get...
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that it might be the license per se, Manu. I think it could be, look at that mech, look what this guy created, or girl, look what they are doing. I think they could look at different things from Top Gun to Tony Hawk to Saw to whatever, Monster League Hockey, and say, hey, there's some really cool mechs in here. Maybe we can look at something like that.
Yeah, I
I
agree
think
that
that'll
they're.
be happening
No, I
first.
agree with on the playfield designs. I think they look at it and go, okay, this is different. We don't have lots of shots like this, or the layout might be less traditional. So it's pushing a little bit of the limits of what you can do. They absolutely think. I mean, George, I watched last year at Expo. I mean, the Stern guys were coming and looking at everything, and they were excited. When you see a pinball manufacturer come over and play a homebrew, and they're smiling the whole time, that says something, right? They're taking interest in what people are doing, and I got to think they are looking at it to take ideas. But the one thing I do disagree with a little bit, I do think they look at the themes. and go, oh, we haven't done this before. Is it possible to get this license, you know?
What do you think?
So?
I don't know. You know,
Jamie said, I don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea, but it doesn't matter because these guys are so great. You know, Fury Road. There's another one that have you ever played that? The Fury Road. That is unbelievable. And there's no question.
Wait, Mad Max or Fury?
Mad Max,
Mad
Fury
Max.
Road.
Oh, I played that. Oh, yeah.
Isn't that unbelievable?
Oh.
These guys are great. So, Manu, thank you for your time, man.
Yeah,
I really
this was so
appreciate it.
fun.
This is great.
Ralph?
Beat this guy. You saw it live,
Yeah.
and it happened in front of everybody.
It happened today. It happened today. But what
It
about
wasn't my day?
It wasn't Jamie's day. But
what about tomorrow?
It's not going to be his day either. I'm just kidding. I love this guy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. That was
Appreciate it,
man.
All right. There's your camera. Welcome, everybody. Homebrew area, Marco Pinball PinDevCon 2026. Oh, and who is this?
Omar,
Hi.
he's a part of our design team.
All right, so
new guy.
introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Cayman Kai. I'm the lead designer on this project. I'm also one of the founders of the Austin Pinball Collective, and I helped to design the museum. We started this project 2 years ago, and we brought Omar on just recently, within the past, year, I think?
Yeah, I think it's been a year now. So where's the camera? Oh, hello. Hi, camera.
Turn her hat around or remove it.
Hi, my name's
Let's actually
Omar.
remove it because it's very- Thank you.
My name's Omar, and like I said before, I think I'm the rapid prototype department.
The rabbit prototype?
Yeah, the rapid prototype.
Oh, rapid. I just said
Yes,
rabbit.
Yes. So like anything that we need to come up with on the spot, that's just kind of my thing.
Okay.
So like if we need to get a fixture going, or if we need to get a ramp going, if we need to hold something here or hold something there, I'll go in and like I'll make something in CAD and then I'll 3D print it.
Okay. So let's get to the origin. Obviously, you're a fan of Alice in Wonderland.
I always have been. I had an Alice in Wonderland costume when I was like 2 years old.
Okay. So was this always a dream of yours to kind of make an Alice in Wonderland themed pinball machine, or no?
Well, honestly, about 2 years ago, I had mentioned to someone that I was interested in designing a homebrew pinball machine. I saw a Whitewood at TPF, and I got inspired. And one of my fellow community members, he also said he wanted to create one. So I told some of my friends I was thinking about it, and my friend Andrew, who is still on the project with us, he's not here today. Today's his birthday. Happy birthday, Andrew. But he said, hey, I'd love to join, and he does coding. So, we had a couple of different people. We had Ray Ford, who was originally on our project. He helped design a lot of the layout and shots because he's a great pinball player. And I'll be honest, I wanted to design a Taylor Swift pinball machine.
Who doesn't?
But the boys weren't into it, so we thought of Alice in Wonderland because it had just come into the public domain, which is, I think, why 2 other manufacturers did the same thing. But that was one we could all agree on, and there was a lot of fun ideas and themes we could come up with, so that's what we went with.
Okay. And where did you come in on the project here?
So I think the reason why I decided to hop on this project was because I needed something to problem solve, So I'm really big on problem solving, and this was just a good opportunity for me. Like I told Cayman, I am a casual player. Like this isn't really my environment, but like I'm starting to thrive in it, and like the more I'm immersed in it, the more I'm like I want to start my own project. I have all these great ideas, and then I'll start pitching in. I was like, okay, what if we do this? Like for example, the left ramp that you see there, that one was all me. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, what's Alice in Wonderland theme, right? So and I started.
That is wicked.
Yeah, I started thinking about the rabbit hole. It's like, okay, down the rabbit hole. So let's make like a little funnel, and to me that kind of fits the theme of this project, So.
Who was the lead designer on this?
That's me. I started this.
And when you got started, because this is there are going to be other homebrew people kind of watching this, so we like to go through the process and talk about where were you when you first conceived this idea, and how did you get started?
Sure. So, the first meeting we had, 5 people at first that were interested and just showed up to this meeting that I arranged in my house. I baked cookies, make food and cookies for people. They'll come to your meetings. I've learned that one at work too. That's when we chose the theme, something we all agreed on. And then what we did is on one, we got a big whiteboard, and on one side we wrote down different themes and aspects of Alice in Wonderland, like the Cheshire Cat, the Queen of Hearts, the cards, Alice, all these different things. And on the other side, we wrote down all of these different aspects of pinball. So, like kick-out holes or ramps or drop targets. And then we started kind of connecting ideas from, Alice to what could it be in pinball. And then from there, we started getting acclimated to VPX, Virtual Pinball Studio.
Oh, okay.
We modeled it in there. That took a while. That probably took the longest. Took us about 6 months because we didn't really know what we were doing. And we were having a good time. We meet once a week. We drink, hang out, and, design a pinball machine together. Nobody's getting paid here. We're just having a good time.
Now, can I ask you we'll stop right there for a second.
Yeah.
Did you feel like it was worth it to do it in VPX as opposed to maybe just napkin drawing out things? Or what were the benefits and the advantages and disadvantages of doing it that way?
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I still don't think I could imagine it any other way. Because you can put things in place and then you can shot test it really quick. Right. I remember in the talk somebody was talking about how they just got a piece of plywood and started putting stuff on it. That terrifies me. Yeah. Some people, we all have different processes though.
Yeah. They're all different processes. Okay, so after getting it flipping, you said it took about 6 months to kind of get it flipping, and was it like designed in like art, or was it just we just want to get physics and just want to get the table laid out?
Oh, just the physics, just the table. I tried my hand at art for the first run and it was absolutely ugly. So, but it at least kind of gave the artist an idea of where we wanted to go with it, kind of mapped it out. So after we had a pretty good design in VPX we felt good about, then we talked with Ernie and we got one of Ernie's kits. And he has been instrumental in helping us get this off the ground.
Ernie Silverberg?
Oh yes, Ernie Silverberg, yep.
Where were you in this process? Were you on board with this so far?
Yeah,
The meetings?
in the meetings, yeah. So like, whenever I hopped on, at first I was very overwhelmed because
oh come on, this is it's just pinball.
It's a lot. And you can even talk to Cayman now, like the wiring and the coding, that's still all Andrew. So like, shout out to Andrew. He did a great job in getting our game up and running, and then especially getting the scoring, because the scoring is new. This is the first time we're showcasing it. However, to me, this was a good challenge to take on. I felt like this was a good opportunity for me to like hone my skill set, because I was really big into 3D printing when I first started. So I said I needed an excuse to use these 3D printers, So essentially that's when I was on board. I was like, I love this, let's do it. I'm telling you this now, even though there have been times where you would tell me, we need to make a rail, or we need to make the scaffold, or we need to make these covers for the drop targets. I just faked it till I made it. I was like, yeah, I can do it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
And then it worked out, because I practiced, and then this is the product that we brought.
All right, I'm going to get back to you guys in a second, but I want to ask Erica, how did you manage to get the ball scissored like that? That's amazing. Now I thought you were going to die. You were literally going to die.
I was going to die. No, that was fun.
What do you
shot on the right is really hard to make, but I did it once and I felt really proud. It feels good when you. Oh, jeez.
Sorry, I distracted you. So.
I played like 3 games. I'm not very good at pinball.
All right. So, what pinball hardware and software are you using to enable your game?
Yeah, so we're using fast boards. We're using MPF and Godot.
Okay.
That was, being in Ernie Silverberg's group, his Discord, we kind of saw what some other people did. That was really helpful. Last year, we brought the game to TPF. That was our goal. We started it 2 years ago, right after TPF, with the goal of having something to bring the following year. So that was last year. We got it flipping for the first time ever for 2 minutes before the show floor opened, which was terrifying. We were the only whitewood last year, and all the other homebrews were beautiful and polished. So it felt like being naked, next to a bunch of people dressed in suits. But I'm really glad that we did, because we saw how it's amazing to see other people play it, and they do things that you wouldn't have expected, you know, because you design it a certain way, you think it should go this way, you see people do something different. So that's why, I mean, you can see the holes in our playfield from where we moved the pop bumpers after TPF last year, where we moved some of the other pieces around, and that really helped us to finalize our playfield and feel confident. And really shout out to Omar, because he did all the measurements to get it into the file to get it cut, and I would not have trusted myself with that.
Measure twice, cut once.
That's right. Measured 5 times.
Yeah, he measured like 5 times.
Yes.
Is this white wood? So, is this like your beater white wood? Will you be replacing it with another after you're like really happy with how it's going? Or, oh, whoa, okay. We don't have a camera on this, but they actually have an amazing. Holy smokes, an amazing. Yeah, if Cayman can, yeah, that'd be cool if we can give her plenty of space. She's gonna lay the actual. Oh, this is gorgeous. Wow. Wow, that is beautiful. So who worked on this?
So our artist is one of my best friends in Tallahassee, Ray Hensel. She did such an amazing job. And she's not really a pinball person, but of course I dragged her into this too. And I think that's why it's so unique, right? Is she was able to just kind of come up with ideas on her own without, you know, being constrained by, you know, so much experience in pinball and doing things the way that other people do. So it's super unique. I think she did such an amazing job, and we love it.
This is beautiful. Wow. So what's the next steps for you guys to, I mean, obviously get the playfield lowered and all that stuff, but where are we in the project? Like, what percentage are we in the project?
So we just got this playfield cut. We picked it up from Bob Neese from Ramps Manufacturing. He made it for us, he cut it for us, and brought it here. And I think he did a really great job of doing justice to her amazing artwork. So next step is we're going to take all of the pieces off and put it on the new playfield. We're thinking about getting a new cabinet. This was a Street Fighter II cabinet, which, you know, in the end has cost us a lot of time and money trying to figure out how to work with this cabinet. But that's the thing, you try things, you know, and you learn. Maybe you try to skimp in one place, it costs you elsewhere. So yeah, we're gonna probably get a new cabinet. The code has a long way to go. That's the biggest thing. But now I think that we've got to
work on the code. You can iterate on the code.
Exactly. I think now that we've got the hard pieces done here for the most part, you know, doing the code. One of our friends who's also not in pinball, but we're dragging in, is interested in doing the music and sound for us. So we're hoping to have it mostly finalized by Chicago Expo in October. Yeah.
Omar, you came in on this without knowing much about pinball. How much do you know about pinball now?
I know more terminology than I did when I first started. So, I mean, I honestly, I could tell you maybe, I couldn't quite tell you how to put one together, but I can tell you, oh, that's a pop bumper. Oh, that's a drop target.
Let me rephrase it. What did you learn about pinball? I mean, obviously it came into play, but what did you learn about pinball that you didn't know going in, that you know now? You go, oh, that was like a moment where you're like, oh.
Yeah. You need to be multifaceted.
Yes.
100%. You need to know electronics, you need to know mechanical aspects of the game, you need to know design, you need to understand the storyline that you want to put in the game in order for the game to work. So all of that, you know, even now, like, I think that it's just, I'm very impressed at myself that we were able to put this together, you know. It's just, yeah, like I said, I'm still learning. It's definitely an ongoing thing. So I'm just going to continue learning, and I'm going to try to be one of the best in terms of the homebrew community. So
nice. Cayman, let's give a quick shout out to the people who were helping work on this, because obviously you don't need to. We want to let homebrew people know that you don't need to do it in a vacuum, in your room by yourself. You don't need to learn all the facets. You obviously leverage some people you know, some smart people. You know, the saying is, you don't have to be smart, just surround yourself with smart people. So let's give a shout out to people you want to give a shout out to work on this game.
Yeah, absolutely. So our lead coder, and he did all the wiring, Andrew Duncombe, he's not here. He was here last year. Could not do this project without him. It's his birthday. Shout out again. Happy birthday, Andrew. We love you. Ray Ford was originally a part of this project as well. And then my boyfriend, Joel Miner, helped us to rewire the playfield, thank God. Omar came onto this project. Oh, there he is right there. And then, along the way too, our artist, Ray Hensel, who stepped in and did this amazing art, Bob Neese, who helped us to cut this playfield. And then along the way, in the Discord, we've met Ernie, Aaron from Fast has been a huge help. Marco, we got one of their homebrew loot crates, and I think that's how one of our ramps came about, actually. And then everybody in the Discord that's answered our questions and has been so friendly. Everybody here, the homebrew community, Nick Neitzel, he came over and was helping me earlier. So Jesse Bowden from the APC actually just helped me fix up Pop Bumper. So, so many people step in and help. I'm sure I left somebody out. Anybody else you can think of that we need to thank?
I think you got everybody.
Hopefully, but yeah, really grateful. It's really cool to see people believe in you, when honestly, there's many times I didn't believe in myself or that it wasn't going to happen or, it wasn't going to be fixed in time or we weren't going to get it together. But, when other people believe in you, even when you don't believe in yourself, it's amazing what you can do. And here it is.
Omar Kamen, thank you so much for letting us stream and show off this beautiful. This is Pinball in Wonderland. I'm here. Hi. This is Pinball in Wonderland. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Have a great show.
What's going on, everybody? We are back for another homebrew. I am hanging out with Nick. The first thing that is immediately striking me is that we have a giant engine on here like Corvette. We got to talk about that. What an amazing sculpt.
So I'm glad that you brought that up right away, because when I was designing my Pinball, I worked for Dodge, so I was like, FGM, F Corvette, I got to take that idea but bring it to the next level. So Corvette just shakes the ball, and I was like, it's got to be a ball lock.
I love this. So is this an inline 8 or a V8?
It's a V8.
All right.
That thing got a Hemi in it.
So do you feel like having a Hemi in your pinball machine makes it perform better?
Absolutely. It's 170 cc's, 10.7 cubic inches of displacement. I did the math.
Amazing, amazing. So obviously the first thing I can notice from your game is that you can play it with a steering wheel controller.
Yeah, so you mentioned that this game was Road Blasters. That steering wheel is actually from Road Blasters, which is an 80s Atari game.
Amazing.
Which was one of my favorite games as a kid. The game is Turbo Time, but
oh, yeah. Sorry, I missed because the tag up there.
It only says it right there. So.
It's hiding on the side of the back box.
I gotta advertise better.
Yeah, no, that's all good. That's my bad. So, I mean, how has the feedback been playing with something that's not standard? I mean, the only other game I could really think of offhand is Demo Man that has kind of like...
Yeah, a lot of people really like it. I think some people are a little hesitant to nudge the machine on the steering wheel, but you absolutely can.
Very cool.
I made sure of that. That's one of the reasons I picked an arcade-like specific steering wheel as my steering wheel for the game. I wanted to make sure it was durable and would last.
Sure, and if you can't tell from the stream, because the steering wheel is just off the bottom, Manu is turning it left and right in order to fire the left and right flippers.
Yeah, there are some specific game things that you can only do through the steering wheel as well.
What are some of those?
So I have a rally mode where when you steer the steering wheel, it lights each major shot, and as you light the shots and make them, you get call out and you progress through rally mode. Cool. There are secondary buttons on the cabinet that function for most of the stuff that the steering wheel also does. Once you get your driver's license, you can open diverters in the orbit that go to your pit stop, which is your track select mode, and your other diverter in the left orbit, which is your mystery award. So you light oil, and then you get to go collect a mystery award.
Very cool. So if I don't have a driver's license, or am I too young, am I allowed to play this game?
Yeah, you earn it on the way.
Amazing. Well, so we can kind of see, we back the camera out now, so you can actually see the interaction between it. And this is really one of the things I love about the homebrew area, is that the innovation of not being afraid to do something that's like completely experimental like this. Yeah. Other than loving the Atari game, like at what point during the development were you like, wow, this is going to work?
So I kind of developed this entire idea as like a huge brain blast. It just like invaded my thoughts when I was coming up with the idea of the homebrew. I wanted it to be a 90s racing game. Right off the bat, I wanted to have a steering wheel that had the integrated controls.
There's kind of little homages to lots of stuff in here, though, because you've got like the RPM from Getaway 2. You kind of got like a roadshow kind of map going on with the United States.
Yep. So I wanted to take a lot of like stuff from a bunch of like really fun racing games
but I wanted to also integrate the shots on the playfield into like a track mode. That's the main mode of the game, where if you make a left ramp shot, that's the left turn on a track. And the spots on the map are actual racetracks from around America that I've converted into pinball shots.
That's amazing. I've noticed you got something else here. We were just talking about it the other day about interaction with glass in order to like give player feedback in a certain way. I've noticed you've got the leaping leaper stand-ups, and the cones on them hit the glass.
Yep. So you brought that up exactly. Elvira is one of my favorite games. So the modes in this game are very reminiscent to how you would unlock them through Elvira as well. With like combo ramp shots.
Which Elvira? Scared Stiff?
Scared Stiff,
okay.
Yeah. So that's where I got that mech that with the pop targets is from Elvira. I just did traffic codes because in autocross, they have cones in a parking lot where you like have to drive through the track. So I've tried to represent every major motorsport in my game. There's drift mode, there's track mode, there's rally, there's autocross with the Cone Mania mode, and then there's just cruising.
Just cruising, I love it. So I've noticed on the back glass, the LCD, we've got tires, gas, all sorts of things that are on your car. Can you talk a little bit about how the interaction between like the car and the actual gameplay works?
Yeah, so if you look at the tires, they're currently green. If the left return kicker is green, and as your tires wear out, it'll go to yellow, then to red.
And by left return kicker, you're talking about the bonsai run mechanic that's hiding in there.
The left outer.
Oh, I'm sorry. It looks like the slingshot has one too, though.
The bonsai run mechanic is there, but it's there just mainly for fun, as a call it. It says drive fast, turn left when you hit the kicker there.
Can I ask a question? Do I get a bonus? Is it like Demolition Man, where I get less points from the flippers than I do from the wheel?
Technically, yes, but if you hit that left shot, you'll get your driver's license, and then you can light shots, and then you can make extra points that way.
Oh, okay.
So once you hit that left ramp shot, you can backhand it as well. You'll get your driver's license, and then the steering wheel will be fully integrated. And then you can go to your track select modes and other things in the game. It's kind of like Godzilla. Hit the ramps to like kaiju battle.
So, Manu, can you get us some locks? Can we see how the engine works?
Yeah. So the engine.
Manu, can you play better?
It's hard. I developed this game kind of after Steve Ritchie games, where it's just fast and furious.
Right. Play better. Yeah, I get it.
I like to joke around that like I'm not good at pinball. I'm only good at the game that I own. Like this is the only game I'm actually good at.
So I've seen Steve Ritchie here. Has he played it?
He's played it. I kind of like fanboy, like super hard when he's around to scare him away. I got to work on that. But he played it at Expo a few years ago when it was just a flipping whitewood. I don't know if he's played it today or at TPF this year.
Sure.
I really hope that he will.
So we were talking about how not to be afraid to bring your game even when it doesn't have art, an early iteration of it, to any kind of like expo or presentation. What would you say to somebody who is in the process of thinking about starting a homebrew?
Honestly, like, get it flipping. Get your flippers working. Mount stuff to the playfield. See what works and see what doesn't, and bring it to a show. Like, you'll find stuff that you never realized. You know, you don't know what you don't know until other walks of life play your game, and you can get criticism, of course, but also helpful advice.
Sure.
And I think that like Homebrew has gotten so far now that it's almost like intimidating to bring an unfinished game, but bring it. Yeah. We'll help you out. We'll get you flipping. We'll wire your game here if we need to. Like, the community is so supportive.
Yeah. You are not alone when it comes to homebrew. Like, everybody wants all the homebrews to be better because it makes the homebrew area more of an experience for people to come to, and it helps more people see the games.
So this is kind of an anniversary for Turbo Time. 2 years ago, I met Ernie and Marco and all the homebrew people, and I felt to myself, like, I can do this. There is support here to get me to the finish line. Yeah. And so I started on Turbo Time 2 years ago. And I feel like now this is pretty much the finished product for this game, and I'm happy to bring it here and share it with everyone.
Sure. Is this your first game?
Yes.
Man, what a doozy to like start on. Oh, I'm serious. Like, I've seen a lot of homebrewers come in with their first iterations of games, and this has got so much going on to it. And I think Manu really nailed it by saying this is so much fun. And I really think that's when you know you've nailed something special.
Yeah, thank you. It's pretty fast. I like it. Like, the faster the game, the better for me personally.
I I'm so glad I'm not flipping because I know Manu would be making fun of me for playing.
Nudge it more. You will lose RPM. So in this game, you don't get a nudge warning or a tilt warning. You just lose RPM. And you gain RPM by making flow shots. And if you choose automatic or manual transmission, it'll automatically shift for you in automatic. And if you go to 0 RPM, you won't stall your engine. In manual mode, you get skill shots, you get shifting, but you can also stall your engine. And you have to shift the plunger. So if you shift there, you gain playfield multiplier in the form of PSI.
That's really cool.
Flow shots.
So I love that you've taken like traditional mechanics,
So when you play, you stalled your engine. So you can shift and press the start button to restart your engine. So it's kind of a risk reward. Like you can nudge all you want, but then there's also the risk there.
So that's one thing I love about Homebrew is all of these kind of like crazy modifications to rules. On the downside, how do you communicate this stuff to the players so they know how to do this?
Right, flashing red lights, and there is like a how to play thing in the attract carousel, so the rules are there. Normally the rules cards would be here in the apron, but I've taken that space for my gauges. So yeah, honestly, like I kind of feel a little bad for the normal player, but I know all the rules. I try to express that better. That's something I definitely need to work on.
Also, you're making this game for you, but also
exactly.
It seems like it's just absolute fun just coming up and flipping and not knowing anything about the rules.
Yeah.
And really, like I think every pinball machine needs to be that as well.
It's kind of like a fool around to find out. Like there's a bunch of modes where you just have to kind of make the shots. Like drift mode is alternating left and right ramp shots.
Yeah.
And you can make that, but you don't know it's there until you hit like 2 or 3 in a row, and then the lights come on and say, "Hey, keep going."
Manny, what's your favorite shot on this so far?
So, well, that upper ramp, I made it once. It felt so good. So it's from the upper right flipper, right? This flipper to that ramp up there to the engine, I guess.
Yeah. Sure.
It feels really good when you hit it, but I only hit it once.
So can you start the engine, the multi-ball for us now? We asked like twice now.
So there's 2 ways to start the Pigeon multi-ball. The first way is to lock all 8 balls.
That's a lot of balls.
The second way is a modular concept. Like say when you're playing Venom and you lock a ball and you don't want to start multi-ball, so you hit the start button and you choose to like keep the ball locked there to try to like build up.
So you could roll this with like 6 pistons down or 5 pistons down if you needed to.
As low as 1. So once you lock a ball, if you gain RPM, if you go over RPM, the callouts will say shift gears. And I've actually used the callouts from
Getaway too, yeah.
So
Getaway.
A little shameless there, but if you go over RPM, it'll spit the balls out, and then you go into a multi-ball. So however many balls you've locked up to that point is however many that you will get and you can be able to play with.
And then at the same time, you're dealing with managing their RPM, increasing the playfield multiplier, potentially playing it with the steering wheel wild.
When you play Turbo Time, you are driving Turbo Time. You are driving the car, and I wanted to integrate that feeling as much as possible. This is a 90s racing game as a homebrew pinball.
So does flipping the flippers versus turning the wheel like give you any advantage in terms of scoring?
So when you light your shots with the steering wheel, it does give you point advantages. Like say in drift mode, you'll get double scoring if you steer into the shots and make them. But in rally mode, I need to integrate the steering wheel more. I actually thought like if you steer left and steer right, it'll activate the flippers. But I thought like people would just kind of go a little crazy in that way. So I want to integrate it for later renditions, but not now. But I want to integrate when you light the shot and you hit the shot that's lit, it does give you more points.
Interesting. Can I communicate that I'm emotionally in a lot of pain because this coffee is a lot hotter than I thought, but I'm trying to be cool about it. This is really fantastic. I mentioned about the art on Monsters Inc. At what point did you actually go for artwork, and can you talk a little bit about the process of how you did that?
So I love me a classic like American road trip, cross-country driving. I've driven almost every state of the United States, and I just love the open road. And I wanted to express that with like the diner, Route 66. Route 66 is an actual mechanic. It's also personal to me because I grew up in LA and moved to Michigan, and my dad and I drove Route 66 the entire way when I moved there. So I love cars. I work for Dodge. That's why there's a lot of Mopar on the playfield. I personally own a Dodge Viper.
Wow. Do you remember the TV show?
Yeah, so the stripes on the side of the cabinet are the first generation Dodge Viper and the last generation Dodge Viper with the blue and white stripes and the red and white stripes. And the stripe sizing is actually how they paint them on the Viper hoods.
That's very cool. All right, last question. Does your game have a wizard mode?
Yes. So if you finish a track, you get international. You can go to the Nürburgring or bar. There's a track in Australia that you can also visit, and then it goes into your wizard mode where you shoot every shot, and everything's like a lot of points. But there's also like a secret mini wizard mode where there's a NOS button on the steering wheel, and if you hit the gas lanes, you qualify your NOS. And my pop bumper is supposed to be your gas station, and I have octane targets lit up on the side of the Pigeon over there. And if you hit all those, you build your NOS tank in the car graphic. Yep. And when you max it out and you hit the NOS button, you get max PSI, and everything just kind of goes crazy. And you have a unlimited ball save, because when you hit NOS in a racing game, if you're hitting the borders of the game, you don't care. You got NOS, man. You're gonna go.
You got to go fast, you know. That's funny. I think Manu got really close to filling up both his NOS tanks. I don't think he realized that.
So you can actually, if you keep hitting the gas when you're in NOS, you can stay in NOS mode into perpetuity if you keep filling up your NOS as you go.
I feel like no engine would like that.
Yeah, we'll see. The Pigeon's good for it, though.
That's amazing. Well, Nick, I really appreciate it. I'm going to give you the stage here. If there's anything you want to say, just say your name and your game. And yeah, if you're going to have this at other expos coming up.
Yeah, it plays great now. Come and play it, please. It's a little fast and furious, but I hope that everyone enjoys it. And Turbo Time, let's go.
What's your full name?
Nick Morand.
All right, everybody, come and check out Turbo Time if you're here at TPF. If you're not, check it out at Expo or some other upcoming events. Hello, everybody.
These audio guys, I swear.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jeff Dotson. I am the representative of the Great Pyramid. Here we are. I'm joined with Manu and Ernie. His game, Monsters, Inc. It looks amazing. We were throwing up triangles. Let's do it. So we kind of started off a little bit. Ernie, there's a lot of levels. You've got an upper play field. This is not a street level pinball machine, and there are sculpts and stuff all over the place. Can you tell me a little bit about just the design process of doing a multi-level pinball machine versus, say, a street level game like Denise's TNA?
Yeah, so started out just the lower part and kind of fine-tuned all the layout, the shots. The upper play field, I wanted an upper play field because of Monsters, Inc. with the doors and having some area where that worked.
Sure.
So once I had the lower play field kind of fleshed out, then it was like, how do I get up there? You know, is it a scoop in the back? Is it a ramp? I tend to like the ramp and things that don't stop, so it flows, a little bit better. So it's more so just, for me, you don't want to cover the whole play field. So it's where do you fit it that doesn't block shots or block other things, moments that you want people to see in the game.
And I see you've plopped it on top of pop bumpers, which is great because pop bumpers are kind of like a chaos element. You don't really need to see what's going on.
You don't need to see what's there. And then it gives you a little space to where the flipper mech is on the bottom of it. You have a little bit more space there.
Here to show off the game, or?
I'm warming up. Oh, you gotta give him some time.
I'm just razzing him because he makes fun of me on my stream. So obviously, do you like the IP Monsters, Inc.?
Yeah, me and my family are a Disney family. We go to Disney all the time, and I love Monsters, Inc., so this was perfect for me.
Pixar, incredible filmmaking.
Yep.
So let's talk about wireframes and ramps. I feel like for someone like me, I don't know the manufacturing process for that.
Yep.
If I'm a homebrewer and I want to put ramps in my games and I need wireframes, what do I do?
Me personally, what I do is I take wireframes from existing games, I cut sections out of them, and then weld those sections together to make a new wireform for however I need to flow.
Amazing.
But you can also get I think it's 1/8 inch metal mild steel from Home Depot and bend your own. There's 3D printed clips to put those together, or you can weld them if you have a welder.
That's amazing. So, and also for the other components, obviously a lot of the stuff comes from Marco, but when you are saying you're like taking some elements from other games, what have you found has been like a surprising useful thing to salvage from other games to help kind of bring the vision up?
I think ball guides is probably one of the biggest things. So you can get like a full orbit from an existing game, and you can cut that into sections wherever you need to cut it.
They're also very flexible. People don't realize that wall guides are extremely, I mean, yes, where the posts go in to screw it into the game is not exactly movable, but
for sure.
in terms of realigning it, readjusting it, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's they've been really easy. You can bend them back. I mean, as you're building a game, you'll tweak all the time on the shots because you may change one small thing, and you're like, oh, well, now I need to tweak it here, and it's super easy to tweak them.
When you're playing it and you're trying to dial in the fun, how do you determine, like, hey, like this isn't fun, I need to reiterate this? Like, how do you not be afraid to be too locked in on something just because it was the way you wanted it to be, not the way it needs to be?
Yeah. So for me, if you miss a shot, I like that there should be something set up for missing that shot. So like on this one, you have the outside orbit pass. So if you bank it off of a target, it'll go back down that and go to the flipper and set up another shot.
Sure.
Instead of just hit a post, come down, clunk, and maybe go out, maybe not, or hit the sling.
Right.
So I think for me, it's you want people to feel like they're doing something.
George Gomez has said that you want so many things to happen off of one potential shot, and I think a lot of that kind of like surprise action is what brings a pinball machine from just like a real linear experience to something that's like really exciting.
Yeah.
Very cool, man.
Oh, I appreciate it.
I love that. Is that a monorail?
It is.
So
it's a magna ramp is what I call it.
But can we say this is the second monorail in pinball now?
You can, yeah.
Is there any other games other than Simpsons Party Pinball that has a monorail in this?
You're talking about the wire form?
Yeah,
So it's actually a magnet that travels on the bottom.
That's incredible. That's
so
very
it's
cool.
kind of like pinball. Pinball Magic has a ramp similar to that.
Underrated Capcom game, right?
Yeah. And then the Homebrew Harry Potter has one as well. I did mine before him.
Subtle plug, but it's true, right?
It could be true.
So for LED programming, I feel like RGB lighting is obviously something that has really like swept through pinball in the last 15 or 20 years. When you're programming lighting stuff, right? What is the basis for how you bring an animation like that to life?
So there is, I think if it's from a shot, it should grow from that shot. So like there's a couple shots here where everything turns green, does a cycle through everything. I think it just depends on like, the lights are meant to indicate a shot to hit. So majority of them, they're just blinking or they're on because it should indicate that you're trying to hit that.
Sure.
When you're trying to create moments, that's where you do these little shows or swirls and that. And there's actually a program with the Mission Pinball Framework. It's called Show Creator. Okay. And they have a bunch of like pre-made animations and stuff that you can combine to make your own custom light shows in there.
Very cool. So when you're designing a game like this, are you doing it in a VPin like scenario in order to get a layout for it, or did you dive into just hardware from the get-go?
For me, it's hardware. I like the physical play field. I don't even flip the flippers at first. I just roll the ball with my thumb.
That's how I play pinball too. In order to get points, I have to take the glass off and just roll it around.
I tell people I'm not a very good player, so if I can build the machine, I can put little cheats in there for myself so I can get more points. But
sure. It's always important to put Easter eggs in your game, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, actually, there's a picture of my daughter on one of the plastics over there.
That's adorable.
But I think what was the question before that? Because now
we were talking about virtualizing your pinball machine for the design. So, let's say I'm a person who's interested in doing a pinball design, but I'm more comfortable in software.
Yep.
Is there a pathway that you would suggest is kind of like the best way to go for that?
Visual Pinball X. To virtual pinball, you can make your machines in that.
Sure.
The layout, I would say it's 85% true to life with physics. So you can get really, really close to a working machine without ever drilling a hole or doing anything.
Sure. But really to get an idea of what the actual ball's going to do. You don't want to get stuck with like secret ball stucks and all sorts of other fun.
And I will say that no matter how good you think you blocked all the places that a ball could get stuck,
right, there's always another way.
It's still going to happen.
Because you can't predict an air ball. An air ball can go wherever the heck it wants.
And there was one of my other games that brought it to a show. And I mean, I had played the thing, 500 times probably. Never got a ball stuck behind the top of the flipper between the wire form and the flipper. But at one show, the first show I brought it to, it did it like 15 times. So I had to take black duct tape and put it there just to stop it from getting in that spot and I had never seen it before.
Would you say that duct tape is then the most important pinball hardware?
I would say so. The black Gorilla Tape, that's extremely sticky, works really awesome when you gotta like block something.
So if you're going to bring a game to Expo, which you should, and don't be afraid to start one, you should definitely bring black Gorilla Tape. There you go. Are there any other, what would you consider like secret weapons to bring in your toolkit if you do bring a game to show?
Solder irons, some extra fuses, maybe an extra coil or two, just in case, because you never know what could happen.
That's crazy. It's funny, I've never really seen coils fail, but King of the Hill had one fail here, so you never know, and you don't want to be in a position where your game just like can't flip, because you do want people to play it.
No, for sure, yeah, and it's kind of some of these, like I drove 13 hours here, it's kind of breaks your heart if you come and your machine, plays one day and then stops working, and I've had it happen to me with one of my first games. But
what was your first game?
League of Legends.
Do you feel that learning experience really paved the way for being able to do the second, third, fourth, and fifth game without any of the fear?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been somebody that just like dives head first and figures it out and goes with it, but it definitely gets easier after the first one. And there are multiple people that in our community that they build one saying they're only building one, and now they're on their second machine or their third machine.
Would you say that designing them is almost addicting as collecting them?
It's 100%. For me, it's more addicting than the collecting part.
Do you have parties to have people come over and play test it? Like, what do you do? Because I feel like when you're developing it, right, you know so much about it, you're dialed in. Maybe you're aware of certain things that could occur on the game.
Yep. No, I do. I have a couple buddies that come over and they'll play it. And
if you're someone like me with no friends, like, what would you suggest?
I mean, local arcades.
Arcades are cool. Just roll your homebrew in there. They don't mind you putting it in there.
I think most would like it because it draws people to. I mean, it potentially could draw people there.
Sure. And you never know until you ask, right?
No,
I mean, like, the worst thing you can do is not ask the question and find out.
Yeah.
So your artwork. I guess let's talk about that. Like, obviously, the final kind of layer of design is putting the artwork package in.
Yep.
It really doesn't change how the game physically plays or anything. But for creating the artwork like this, how did you get it done, and what are some resources you would recommend for people that are interested?
So I have a guy from Fiverr, which is a like a freelance type app where they do art and code and stuff like that. I have a guy in the Philippines. He's done artwork for 3 of my machines.
That's amazing.
And I found him on League of Legends. He was a League of Legends fan. So I kind of told him, he didn't even know anything about pinball, but he knew League of Legends. So I kind of I took my cut file, DXF, and then I made it into a PDF and listed kind of what was in each area. I did the insert art myself, but then kind of told him what was in each area. And I said, I don't care. These are the characters I want there, but you can do it however you want.
Sure.
And he did awesome. And then the cabinet art, I told him kind of what I was thinking. And I said, you can come up with the design. And he did freaking amazing.
It's amazing.
The second game I did was Beavis and Butthead. He didn't know anything about Beavis and Butthead. So he was like, I don't want to do the art because I don't really know. I can cut, paste, that kind of stuff. Sure. So I ended up doing the art on that myself.
That's unfortunate. I feel like you don't need to know anything about an IP don't be afraid to dive in.
But then when I did Vox Machina, he didn't really know a lot about that, but then I took a PDF and put kind of all the art I kind of wanted, and then told him just to reimagine it in his style.
Okay.
And then he did awesome on that.
So you gave him kind of a mock-up, and then that gives some guidelines and kind of gives some rails to get the design done.
Yeah. And then Monsters Inc., he knew that, had watched the movie multiple times, so I kind of gave him what I wanted in each area, and then he came up with it.
Man, that inner loop shot there looks so satisfying. I'm watching Becca play this, and just there's a lot of what I would call kinetic satisfaction going on in your game.
There's a lot of crossover shots. There's a lot of that center orbit area. You can go. You either hit the left spinner and it brings it into it, and brings it back out one way, or you can go directly in it and it comes back down the other way.
So, coming from your first game to this, how do you feel that your ball paths have evolved?
I mean, 1,000%.
Sure, but like specifically as a designer, like as you're homing in, like what's fun versus like what's playable.
Yeah,
like
so,
what do you
like-
feel the top like mentality for approaching it?
Yeah, so like my first game, I was newer to pinball, so I was just pulling things from existing games, you know, and it's a pretty standard, it's not really a fan layout because there's 3 flippers, but it has the pops in the center with the 4 lanes coming in, so it's pretty standard.
Jaws is a fan layout, it has 3 flippers.
So it was more of a standard, pretty simple layout.
Yeah.
For me, getting into it, it made it easier. You know, that one I'm actually updating right now because now, as I've grown, I like all the crossing paths and the cool shots and the moments where you hit something, you're like, oh damn, that's cool.
Yeah, those like kind of loop-de-loop paths. I think Jack Danger I feel like kind of brought those back into popularity to a certain degree.
Very, very fun. Yeah, Jack and Elwin are my two favorite.
I mean, they're incredible designers.
Yeah, I feel like Elwin's, his shots are always very cool paths and satisfying when you hit them.
Sure. So last question I'm going to ask you, and then I'm going to throw you on just to kind of like say goodbye and anything else you'd like to say on it. For sourcing cabinets for people that want to like actually put a game into a thing, what are some good resources for finding cabinets?
That's probably the hardest thing to source. I know Barrels of Fun are actually selling like scratch and dinner second cabinets.
I don't know who that is.
Oh,
I'm joking.
Yeah. That went over my head for a second. But there are a couple companies that do virtual pinball cabinets that will do them for the homebrew community.
Interesting.
I know the lead times on those are pretty long. I think American Pinball had cabinets for sale on their website. Sure. And I was talking to them this week, and there could be some potential for homebrewers to have a good source from American to get some cabinets.
Sure. So you never know what products come that are either damaged or have defects that they can't ship to market, but would be perfect for a homebrew.
Oh, no, yeah.
So don't be afraid to email manufacturers and be like, hey, I need a cabinet. Can you help me?
Even like wire forms and stuff. Yeah. Because I'm sure that they have rejects that are usable in a game like this, but not something going to a customer.
Sure. All right, amazing. Well, here, step in, say your name and what your game is, and tell people to come check out. What's your message from fucking Texas TPF? Tell the people something.
Yeah, I'm Ernie Silverberg. Come check out the Monsters Inc. and all the other games out here. There's, I think last year there was maybe 5 homebrews. There's 14 here this year, and it keeps on growing. So come show the people out here love. They love to have people play their game, give feedback. Don't be mean though.
No. Don't. But that does nothing. Don't. You talk about the best parts of the pinball and give the criticism in constructive ways so that they can be iterated on.
For sure.
So everybody that makes a pinball machine is a real person.
Yeah, for sure.
Ernie, thank you so much. Can you praise the Great Pyramid with me? Yeah. All praise. Thank you so much for everybody who's checking out Monsters Inc. If you do make it to TPF, are you bringing this to other shows in the future?
Yeah, it'll be at Expo.
There you go. If you're coming to Expo, you can check out Monsters Inc. Thank you, everybody, and yeah. Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? I'm Jeff from Dirty Pool Pinball. I'm joined by Owen with Pokemon. Not the Stern Pokemon, the OG Pokemon. Owen, this is a big game. It's a wide body.
It is, yeah. We wanted to have a lot of shots, and we couldn't make everything fit in a standard body, so we decided to go with wide body.
Nice. So you gave me a little teaser that this is kind of an homage to TNG, one of my favorite Steve Ritchie games.
Yeah, it was my favorite game. I had one for a long time. Now this is the only game I own, but definitely inspired by it. That's one of the reasons we have a wide body, and we have the best shot from that game, the Picard maneuver.
Which is amazing. And the Picard maneuver is, for people that don't know,
that's the left orbit into the third flipper shot. And then it returns to your right lower flipper, so you can repeat it just like in TNG.
So this looks like an awesome and very fast game. I noticed the ramps on this are absolutely enormous. This is like Surf and Safari on steroids.
Right, yeah, we wanted the ramps to be really attractive and really big so that they were like easily hittable. Like our main goal was to make this game flowy, so we didn't want any like super tight shots there.
Now, is there a mechanic that rewards that flow?
So one of the ways you collect Pokemon is by comboing shots. So as you combo shots, you'll increase your Pokedex counter. And that's how you get to some of the mini wizard modes with the legendary birds. We have like Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. So whenever you collect enough, you can start one of those modes, and if you do all of them, then you can battle Mewtwo.
Very cool, very cool. So you and your brother Luke, who works at Barrels of Fun, took on this project how long ago?
I think 2022 is when we started. We brought a game to 2022 Expo that was like technically Pokemon, but it was completely different. So every part in here is different from our original, but ever since 2024 Expo, things have mostly been stable. We added these like side rail lights to make it easier to see, and then we've just been doing quality of life improvements since then.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question: is what innovations or what improvements have this year brought to the game? But it sounds like you already nailed that.
Yeah. So we've done almost everything we want. If we do another iteration and like do a new playfield, then we will fix like the VUC, the Pokedex VUC over there. It's not as consistent as we like. And then we improve the art on the back and make it clear what mode you're starting. Like if you know Lord of the Rings, they have like the behind the ring, like the 8 lights for the different modes. So I think I would put that in the game as well.
I am still trying to get to Valinor. I have been trying to for months. I stream it constantly, and everybody makes fun of me. Someday.
That game is so hard.
Someday.
I think I put it on 10-ball and I couldn't get it. Yeah.
Definitely one of the hardest wizard modes. Does this game have a wizard mode?
It does, yeah. So the ultimate wizard mode is catch them all. So to do that, you have to do all the modes, all the legendary birds, and the 3 Team Rocket multi-balls. Okay. And Gyarados multi. I think you need a Super Jackpot and Gyarados multi-ball as well.
I love that you have a jump in there, a little, I guess I wouldn't say no good gophers, but what were some of the inspirations that you brought into the game?
Oh, is it?
Also, we might need to reboot it. Becca played so good that the game, she caught every Pokemon, and the game was just like, you caught them all. You did it, you got them all.
Thank you. I would like to thank the Academy, Nintendo, Game Freak, the Pokemon Company. I would not be here without an extreme hoarding habit and lack of organizational system.
So Owen said that's embarrassing. I want to specify that's absolutely not embarrassing. That's part of the homebrew process. That's 100% what the homebrew community here is for, is to try to help take care of things like this. And when you're working on a game like this, that can happen.
I also want to preface with, I am entirely cursed. I probably should be the last person flipping these games because I can break everything literally just by walking up to it. I have a local reputation of I will break a game if I play it. I am like a walking EMP.
You broke Winchester the first day.
I did. I will break everything if given the opportunity. So actually, I should be playing all of your homebrew games because I will find every bug.
Yeah, you were like kind of like the best bug hunter possible.
It's really amazing. 2 years ago at Indisc, I took out America's Most Haunted within 15 minutes.
Amazing. That game's super fun.
It is a super fun game when it works and I don't kill it in 15 minutes. I was kind of sad.
I got to play it at Belcito's at Halloween, and it was my first experience playing America's Most Haunted. And there's some neat, the elevator mechanic on it is really neat. Like, it's just got a bunch of weird, quirky stuff on it.
Oh, absolutely. But what I do want to say is, as I remember playing this Pokemon a long time ago before it looked like this. And this is just absolutely stunning. Can you remind me who did your playfield art?
So my brother Luke actually did the playfield, but we met a guy at Expo, Chris Johnson. So he did the cabinet art, and we want him to do a playfield in the future for us.
I mean, are you kidding me? Luke did this. Is incredible. I can't believe Luke did this.
Yeah. It took him forever.
David, if you're watching this, you should make Luke do our next game. All right, so we're back up and running. So you put the kind of like cabinet rail lights in, and you said that was one of the recent adjustments?
Yeah, because it was too dark. Before, like if you had it in its tent before and there were no lights, you just couldn't see anything.
I really love that proper illumination on games is now becoming kind of a standard.
It is nice. Yeah, I agree. I think they should be on every game.
I like that it's subtle here. It's not too much. It's just enough to light the playfield so that the actual GI can do its work as well.
Yeah. And you get to do accents for, like, whenever you're playing a show, you can just make things more exciting.
So, this was your first homebrew or no?
This was kind of the third. So our first one we never finished. We just got it to like the ramp stage, and we were doing everything by hand at that point. And then we were like, okay, we're not doing this by hand anymore. And we're like, okay, might as well start over. So then we made a League of Legends game. And that one we mostly finished. I never completed the code, but we didn't like it that much, so we ended up cannibalizing it for parts, and then this is the first one that we really took to completion.
I think that's a really important thing to mention too. Like, you shouldn't be frustrated as a homebrewer if the ideas that you're putting into an early project like don't come to the finish line. Like every iteration is a learning process, and eventually you'll know when you're ready to complete a game. When did you know that you were ready to really bring this to the finish line?
Probably once after the first one, when we took this back to the beginning, like in 2023, we were like, we really like this layout, so we want to take this all the way. Yeah, and it is a big step because you can prototype forever without doing like playfield art and all the lights. But once you decide like, oh, I want to build this, then every time you need to change something, it becomes like a whole ordeal.
Yeah. I normally...
Really quick, they need to get underneath you guys for some technical issues. So
Okay.
I'm going to move the camera. We can shift over here and I'll just follow you.
Sure. All right, let's go on a journey over here. You know what really tickles my jimmies about this game is I normally don't like fan layouts, but you found a way to put 4 flippers in a fan layout.
Yeah, the 4 flippers, we really wanted to have the ability to pass, to combo with the upper flippers alone. And so we knew we wanted 4 flippers to do that. And then, of course, we based it on TNG, which was a 3 flipper game.
Right.
So we always knew we wanted 3, and then the 4th one was just for fun. So we didn't end up getting the upper flipper passing as we initially planned it. We wanted the left and right ramps to actually feed the upper flippers and then make them hittable from both flippers. But the geometry was just too difficult.
Speaking of geometry, the other thing that rustles my jimmy jams is it looks like you bent the entrance ramp so that the side flippers can make a better shot into the main center.
Yep. So that was a somewhat late change. It was kind of a compromise because we couldn't get the shots that we wanted. So we said, okay, we'll make the center ramp at least hittable from all of them. Right.
I don't know enough about Pokemon. I've been playing the hell out of Arceus and ZA with my daughter. That's a Gyarados?
It is a Gyarados.
Did I do it? Holy moly. I'm so proud of myself. I do. In terms of sculpts, did you 3D print these yourself?
We did 3D print it. We found someone on Fiverr. So before, in fact, that was a new thing, I think, this year. I don't know that we had that at Expo last time, but we found someone on Fiverr. We gave him the shape of our VUK and said, can you build a Gyarados around it? And he did. And it looks fantastic. I was so impressed, I didn't think it would be possible.
So you're not the first person who's mentioned that Fiverr has helped them get their game to the finish line. The Monsters, Inc. Was talking about how they did that for their playfield artwork. What is a good way of finding people that are good on Fiverr, not getting scammed, and getting somebody that can actually like produce great stuff?
I guess I'm probably not the best person to ask. That's the only time I've used Fiverr, actually, was to get that done. And I just put out a bunch of feelers and was like, is this something you think you can do? So I looked at like the work that they posted. I don't necessarily have great advice for not getting scammed. I was fortunate not to get scammed, and I got a really like quality product at the end.
Not to imply people are getting scammed, but it is the internet, and you know, it really shakes my shimmy shams. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, and that was a 4-day print actually, because we did it in multicolor. So that's one of my favorite pieces on the game for sure.
So you mentioned that the cabinet is custom. The playfield itself, like how did you, let's talk a little bit about the manufacturing, because you know, wide bodies are not standard. You can't really cannibalize parts from other games as much as possible for these. Like what was some of the difficulties and where did you source some of this?
Yeah, so that was a pain, like especially for the apron. I don't know if you can buy wide body, I'm sure you can buy wide body aprons, but we had to make our own apron because we couldn't find one at the time that we needed it. Fortunately, we have all the tools to do everything custom. So we had a CNC so we could make the cabinet size whatever we wanted. We could do the playfield size whatever we wanted as well. And Luke, as you know, he's pretty good at CAD. So getting everything prepared, like in the digital world, to then eventually move to the physical was not a big hassle.
Sure. That's amazing. So how did you guys divide the labor, being brothers, and how was it easier or harder to work with another person on a project like this?
Much easier to have. I don't know how people finish pinball machines by themselves. I think it's incredible. It's nice to have someone motivate you, and then you can motivate them back so a project never goes stale. In terms of dividing the work, this was a mostly shared effort, although Luke always does 100% of the CAD, and I do like 99.9% of the code. And then we share things like assembly. We both work on assembly.
Excellent partnership. All right, we're going to slide back so that we don't have this bright light from the overheads shining here. I think that they were, in an effort to resolve some of the power issues that we were having on the other side of the homebrew area, we had to slide over.
Gotcha.
There's secret holes everywhere in here, if you know what I mean. We got to slide over more. It's really tickling my ticky tanks. All right. So just a little bit, we've got 3 lights on each shot. Can you talk a little bit about how the ramps, mode lights and stuff work?
Yeah, so the main way to start modes, all shots are lit white, and if you hit 3 shots to spell gym. So at the very back of the playfield, there's like a sign that says gym, so you can track your progress there. And then there's 8 different badge modes that you can play. So that's the first track. The second track is the Pokemon catching and evolving. So those are the 3 lights that you mentioned on 6 of the shots. So we have Geodude as the left orbit, Bulbasaur as the left ramp, Pikachu as the center ramp, Charmander on the right ramp, Squirtle on the second right ramp, and Ghastly on the very right. So you hit each shot 1 time, that will allow you to catch it. So you catch Pokemon by then hitting the Pokedex. After you catch them, then it becomes 2 to qualify Evolve, and then 3 to qualify for the final Evolve.
And that Pokédex is both a mini LCD, and honestly, I just noticed I hadn't seen the VUC fire before. You've kind of got a little bit of I guess a Houdini mechanic, for lack of a better word, where it launches the ball across the playfield.
Yep. Yeah, so it's just a regular VUK actually, but we have a piece of metal, and we adjust the power, so if we want to shoot it into the other side, we just increase the power.
How do you handle flipper fade or coil fade for something like that?
Fortunately, those don't. That one we haven't had problems with losing power. We do have CPU fans though on all our flippers.
Yeah, which is a great way to get rid of that. Right. There's a number of people that produce them. I know PinMonk has really nice ones that have metal brackets, but there's plenty of 3D printed ones, and I mean they're pretty much just basic 40 or 20 millimeter fans, right?
Yeah, and they make a huge difference. I think our first expo we didn't have fans, and then they just died after 30 minutes. So. And our ramps are tall, so if you lose flipper power, then you can't hit things, and that's no fun.
And it helps make it more consistent. I would say if you are a home brewer and you are planning on bringing a game, consider putting fans on there, because you think you play the game a lot at home, but you ain't seen nothing yet.
For sure, yeah.
So this game has been at Expo for a few years now. This game is now here right now. Do you have future projects that you're working on, or are you going to keep iterating on this?
That's always the question. We always have more stuff that we want to do, right? I mentioned before the VUK, but it is a lot of work. So we're kind of between moving on to the next project and taking this back one more time and really getting it locked in. Right. So we're kind of doing both. We have ideas. We haven't committed to doing a new version of this one yet. And we also just moved to Texas 6 months ago, so we're still setting up operations. We got to get the garage with a CNC and all that stuff.
What has been the most useful thing setting up for your home environment to be able to work on homebrews like this? It could be something like an organization method, or just anything that you would think would help people that are just getting into homebrew to make their life a little easier.
Oof, that's tough. I mean, you need a million hex screws. You can never have enough of those, but that's not really organization. So
I don't know. That's just an example. I think tons of hex screws is a great one.
Right. Okay. And I guess I personally wouldn't be able to do homebrew without having a CNC, which maybe is not the best thing.
Right. Not everybody has access to a CNC. However, if you do,
then it just means you can make changes quickly, and you're in control of everything. So you don't have to wait a week. I think Ernie does do. I think he'll do CNC cuts for you and ship them to you. And when we started,
Ernie, we're talking from Ernie from Monsters Inc., the guy who's done a number of games.
Yeah, and he started at the same time we did, and at that point he wasn't CNCing out playfield. So honestly, it may have changed a lot since we started about the ease of getting outsourced cut playfields.
And one thing we were talking about with some of the other interviews is that you're not an isolated individual when you're doing the homebrew thing. It's not a competition. The homebrew community really does kind of band together to try to make every project kind of kick and flip as best as possible, because when they're all amazing, it really benefits the whole area. Right. I think this might be the second year now. I mean, I don't want to call it, but the homebrew section is probably one of my favorite sections yet again from another pinball show.
Right. Yeah, no, I love the homebrew section, and I've seen new ones every year. I hadn't seen Top Gun. Brand new, that one, game's awesome. I haven't seen King of the Hill yet, but yeah, it's great to have new games coming in every 6 months.
Amazing. Owen, thank you. If you could just say your whole name, what the project is, and a little shout out to the people that are watching. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, so I'm Owen Underwood. I built this Pokemon pinball with my brother Luke Underwood. And shout out to my family if they're watching. Thanks.
Amazing. Thank you so much, man.
Welcome, we're back here. We're at the Marco booth with the Homebrew PinDevCon. My name is Manu. That's Becca from Fliptronic. And we have Kyle, who you guys remember and know and love, the creator of Big Trouble in Little China. And this is Friday the 13th. Now, did this come first?
This was my first game, so this one debuted 2 years ago at TPF 24.
I'm gonna move you over this way a little.
Totally.
Actually, let's switch. There we go.
Yeah, so this is my first game, debuted here 2 years ago. I got home with this game, and I immediately started working on Big Trouble. So this is my first game, so it's near and dear to my heart.
Okay, I don't believe you because this is a finished Stern game. So now, can we really see what you worked on? Because it has to look like a little rough and junky, and this doesn't.
So what I wanted when I bring a game to the show, I want to make sure that people kind of have that layer of polish, and the game kind of looks well put together. So it's awesome that other creators kind of bring their games in various states of completion. For me, it was important.
I'm kind of just being snarky.
Okay. All right. No. So what you see is what you get. You know, a couple little trouble areas here and there that any time anybody creates something, they always look at it very critically, like, oh, if I only done this or done that. But for what it was, the experience level that I had, I'm very proud of the game.
This is okay. So this was done 2 years ago. What number of games? So I know a lot of homebrewers have done multiple games. What number game is this for you?
So this is number 1.
All right.
Big Trouble is number 2, and I'm working on number 3, which will hopefully be here next year at TPF.
What was your inspiration first for the movie theme?
I'm a total 80s nerd. So I grew up in the video store. My dad was a policeman, but one of his side hustles was he owned a video rental store. So I went to visit my dad. He would just put me behind the counter and say, pick whatever you want. What did I pick? Evil Dead, Reanimator, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. So Big Trouble in Little China, right? So these are movies that I grew up with at a time in my life where I was very impressionable. So now that I'm older, I just kind of want to recreate that experience. So some of the big guys probably wouldn't tackle this, and I figured, hey, there are 10 movies, the rights are all over the place, and video games and all kinds of stuff. So I said, probably nobody would get everything that they wanted, so I decided to build one on my own.
All right, so being a homebrew builder, this is your first build. What resources or what inspiration did you look for to even get started? Think about you're talking to a person who wants to do this but has no idea how to get into it.
So when I started, I didn't even know if I could build a game. So I said, okay, I'll try it. So at the same time, Ernie Silverberg, with Trident Pinball, started to put out kits. Like, here's a kit for Homebrew. I'm like, oh, I think I can do this. So Ernie has the patience of Job. He was able to walk me through all of my questions and issues. I bought the kit from him. So I'm like, okay, so I have the computer, I have the boards, I put it on like a couple of milk crates, and I got it flipping. I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna happen.
Wait a minute. Let's computer and a board.
Some of the homebrews have fast boards, which is how the game talks to the computer. With this one, I used Cobra. So Ernie was offering fast and Cobra. Cobra was a little bit more simple. It was like one board versus fast. It had multiple node boards. So I did the Cobra board. And the game, I knew I wanted it to be fast and brutal, so to me I wanted a combination of Iron Man and T2. So the right ramp on this game is from T2, the middle ramp is from KISS. So I didn't want to have some crazy, weird layout. I just wanted something very simple, 2 ramps, a bash toy, some drop targets and stuff, because I didn't know if I was going to be able to pull off. So it got flipping, I started to add assets, I started to code, it started to get away from me. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to become a thing, and then here you go.
Now, when you started to design, did you use any digital things, or did you just draw it on a napkin? And I'm talking about the playfield layout.
Legitimately a napkin, and I'm not being hyperbolic. I tried VPX for about 10 minutes. I'm like, no, I'm done. So I rage quit that. So I am very much a tinkerer, and I'm a doer. So I put the piece of wood down and I start drilling. And if it doesn't work, I cover it up with wood putty and I drill somewhere else. And I try to do all of those things in quick succession. Lots of practice, lots of prototyping. Like we talked about last time, I want to fail forward. I found 35 different ways not to do something, but as soon as you find a way that it works, then you move on to the next thing, and you fail, and then it works. So as best as I could, everything in this game is just a result of hours of testing, troubleshooting, and prototyping.
I think that speaks volumes, because I wanted other homebrew creators who haven't gotten into this to understand the enemy of like creativity is pretty much everything. Right. So the fact that you laid this out on a napkin, I have a lot of new homebrew people say, well, what fancy digital things should I use to get started? And the only thing that's really going to do is interrupt your iteration, right? So you're a proponent of iterate, and don't block creativity.
Absolutely. So there are 100 barriers of entry to homebrew. I've never coded anything. I don't know how to put together a cabinet. I don't know where to get the playfield. There's 1,000 reasons to say no. You just got to do it. Get a piece of wood, a computer. There's tons of resources out there. If you've never coded anything, if you don't know how to put everything together, it's a magic trick. You get a piece of wood flipping, and it's not fun. I mean, sure, you're batting a ball around, but then you add the light, and you add the music, and you add the call out, and then you add the UI. You've just now made a moment. So with me, the tools that I use are pretty rudimentary. So I use PowerPoint and CapCut were like the big things that I use. Super easy tools, but it's all part of the magic trick. The screen is only up there for so long, but once you put all those things together, it just creates that moment for the player.
Just for now, I'm going to ask Becca some questions. So you've been playing for a little while.
All the lights went out and it was very scary. Like, this really does feel like, I love a good horror movie, and this is one of those things where I like the way that this flips. I do really feel that like center kiss ramp. Like, I do like the torture of knowing that if that drop goes down, there is not a good chance I will get it back. The multi-ball is really satisfying. I need to figure out how to get the head to pop up. And then, what skill shot is this that's like tempting me to short plunge and then die immediately?
So you've got the normal skill shot, you soft plunge and hit one of the Jason targets. This one is like a 3/4 plunge and you just hit the flashing drop. So the middle one is typically the one to go for. If you pull it too hard, you're gonna brick against one of the posts right there. So maybe like a 3/4 pull, time it to the middle flashing drop, and you should be able to get it.
You get all that?
Now let she do it. Oh, you got it!
Yeah!
But that is my fault. You nailed it, but the drop didn't fall because I don't know.
Because pinball.
So you totally got it. You got cheated out of that.
I get the personal satisfaction, and that is fine with me.
I think everybody saw that. So
the game is scary. There's some spooky moments, but I also wanted to add a lot of levity and fun. So you've got the Nintendo mode in here. So she's got 44 more switch hits before she activates 8-bit attack. I had 6 of the actors provide call-outs for the game, and they're not all spooky. They're kind of fun. So again, this is kind of a tongue-in-cheek cult, game.
Yeah. Okay, let's get back to the game design part of it. Your rules. How much? Here's a question I ask a lot of game designers in general, not just pinball. How did you find what your game loop is? So the thing you continue to do to get through progress is sometimes defined as what the game loop is. So what is your game loop here?
Okay, so first of all, she got 8-bit attack. This is my favorite mode in the whole game. And anyway, so
I love that.
like I say in my seminars, right? I want to know who I am before I even drill anything. Who am I when I walk into the game? So for this game, you're Jason. That drives all the rules.
You are Jason.
You are Jason. You are the bad guy. You are battling counselor. So now she is battling through the Nintendo game.
Look at it. Yeah, it's the Nintendo game.
So all the different shots unlock a different scene from the video game. She's doing really good. This is a hard game. Okay,
She's a good player, yeah.
It was important to me to have all the movies, all the moments. So the hardest part for me when I was coding this game was deciding what not to put in. I've got 12 movies, 2 video games, all these different actors who were totally on board to say whatever I wanted them to say. What does not go in the game?
Yeah.
So I had to cherry pick just the cream of the crop, and then create those moments. The challenge for me was I've got 12 different movies, and every movie has a final girl mode. So there's a mini wizard mode, and then I've got all the side quests. So I think there's something like 23 or 25 modes in this game. The problem I saw was that the game is so hard is that nobody really saw a lot of what I was trying to do. So I kind of went back and tinkered a bit, and a lot of the lessons learned from this one I put in big trouble to put more of those moments right up front. Yeah, so there's no secret sauce to coding. It's doing something that connects with you, and you just hope other people dig it as well.
Well, what are we doing? And you and your friends are dead. Game over. Oh, that's the end of the Nintendo mode?
That's it. She beat it.
Oh, wow.
She's a really good pinball player. You guys should hire her. Or something.
Becca does okay on the weekends, yeah.
I do okay. I do all right.
Well, this level of polish on the game, this is obviously not like your first Whitewood. How many iterations of the playfield did you have to go through before nailing this?
4. So the first one is just I go bananas. I drill, I do whatever I want.
Are you in agreement that like the first one you can guarantee you're going to throw away?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But you want the shell of the idea on that first playfield. This gives you an opportunity to kind of see what works, what feels good. The second playfield, plain wood, but now I've got inserts. And that will let me start to coat light shows. But you're still refining. The third playfield has those refined inserts, maybe a few more cutouts for whatever you want to do, and now you start slapping art on it. So the third playfield should be relatively semi-final, minus a couple of minor adjustments. Then I've got a decal that I slap the art on top of that will let me visually see how I want the plastic to look, how everything lines up, and then this is the fourth playfield, which is a direct print clear coat. It's done. That's it. So 4.
Is this a discipline that you learned or that you knew going in? Because there's a lot of homebrew people who maybe think, oh, that first Whitewood should be the one, and then they get upset or they get too far into the weeds and start making ramps and everything.
Right. So that's a great question. Nobody does it the same way.
Yeah.
There is no way to make your own game. I didn't know the way to make my own game. I just said, okay, now I've got this board, I got this computer, I have a piece of wood, what do I do? So I kind of just put some ramps down. I drew some pictures, literally, I drew a picture of Jason. And then you start to see in your mind of what that game might look like. So Ernie does it differently than I do, different than Kyle. We all have a different way. For me and my background and my skill set, that really works well for me. Kyle does everything like in CAD or something, and it's like the 3D model that is super intimidating for me. So it's there's no way to do it. It's whatever you're comfortable with. But the great thing is that there's help all over the place. Everybody's there to help you.
Yeah. I mean, that's the important takeaway. Becca's killing this game, man.
I almost got to a final girl mode, and I'm a little sad that I immediately drained out the right out lane.
If you pick part 5 as the movie, that's a multi-ball and everything works, including the pop-up Jason. So you've got the spinning buzzsaw will work, pop-up Jason, the whole thing.
Well, that would have been really nice for if it would have done that for me.
Are you having fun while you're building these?
Absolutely. It's hours of fun and seconds of sheer frustration where I want to rage quit and set the thing on fire. But I think, like I told you last time, she's killing it. She's killing it. She's doing better.
Your Jason is killing it.
So now this is the Alice Cooper music video from part 6, The Man Behind the Mask. Anyway, so I took a lot of walks. I think I told you this last time.
Yeah.
If I get to a point where I have no idea what to do next, I'm frustrated, I'll just go take a walk and I'll kind of process in my brain. But the way my personality works is I can't let a mistake or a problem go. I have to solve it before I move on. I have to be selective about that because if I get to a point where I can't move forward, that's a problem as well. Right. So the great thing about Homebrew is that there's always something to do. If you get tired of wiring, you can code. If you don't want to code, you can drill in some ramps. There's always something to do, right?
Is there how many games have you done? The 2 so far?
So this is the first one. Big Trouble was number 2, and then number 3 is coming along nicely. Yeah.
If there was a little bit of advice you could give to new homebrew people, what would it be, Kyle?
There are 100 reasons not to do a homebrew. the biggest thing you need is a desire to finish a game. And it could be on your own timeline, on your own terms, and you get to define what success means. Does that mean that I got a flipper flipping? Does that mean that I want a super polished game? Do I just want to bring something to a show to kind of show it off? What I hear a lot is, oh, I have a software background, so that's fine. I'm really worried about the cabinet. Or I'm a woodworker, so I'm not worried about that, but I've never coded anything. You have to be kind of good at everything. If you're really, really good at one thing, that doesn't mean you're going to be successful. So, decide for yourself that you're going to finish this game, which means that you're going to need help. Come to the show, talk to other creators, figure out what works for them, and then go down your own path with what works for you. That sounds super hokey, but it's true.
No, it's great. Kyle, you did an amazing job here.
Thank you.
Let me just say, Friday the 13th, it looks, I mean, you know the ultimate compliment is to say it looks like a commercial game that could be shipped tomorrow, right? So, thank you so much. Becca is tearing this up.
She is. I don't think anybody else is going to get a chance behind her. And she's definitely going to put up her initials, which is my second favorite thing in the game after 8-bit attack is the high score screen, which we'll see here. Part 5.
This one.
We might have to kick her off.
Go. Okay, so this is part 4.
Oh, I can't do numbers.
Yeah, it's all Roman numerals. So here's a fun tidbit. You see how I use Roman numerals? The Friday the 13th font only goes up to 3. If you use a 4, it has a string of things and the game will crash. So that's why there's a lot of Roman numerals in the game, because the font doesn't like numbers. Ask me how I figured that out. That was about a week of me pounding my head against the wall. Like, why doesn't my game work? Stuff like that. You never know.
All right, I think we're going to let Becca keep playing, but you guys, this is Kyle. This is Friday the 13th. We're at PinDevCon. Marco Pinball, thank you so much. It's a beautiful game.
I've been Kyle. Take care, you guys. See ya.
Hello, the internet. I'm back. I haven't been on this microphone since the morning. I am very excited because I get to be here with my friend Brad, who is also from the Austin area. And I have been watching Brad build this Top Gun over Facebook for what feels like forever. And this is the first show that Top Gun has been at. So, Brad, how did we get to Top Gun Pinball? Where did your inspiration come from to make Top Gun?
The movie, it's my favorite. It's my wife's favorite. My kids enjoy it. Something we can bond with. And then I wanted to build something in dedication to my grandfather and all of his servicemen and women out there, just to kind of show thanks to everything they do and to support them.
Well, I can say that. So I have a really funny story where when I was getting the internet at my house, Jordan left me 2 movies to watch on repeat, and one of them was Gone in 60 Seconds, and the other one was Top Gun. So for 4 days, all I watched was Top Gun and Gone in 60 Seconds. So I am wondering, what system are you using? How did you build this out? Did you start virtually or in CAD, or were you a foam core person? Where did we start with this?
Yeah, so I started with VPX in the virtual platform. I had an idea, concept, drew it out on paperwork, and then I transferred that over to the program just to make sure that things worked. And they were going to be something that I could tweak and make it flow properly, because I don't like clunkiness. I like flow. So after about 6 months of that, I got the idea that I can build this for real, because it was working well, and I was enjoying it in the virtual environment. So I contacted Ernie from Trident Pinball and got a play field that he sent me just basically the shooter lane, and I went through and I just started measuring out where I wanted flippers and slings and lanes and all my shots, and drew it on and started populating it. And at that point, I didn't even start with any hardware coding or anything like that. I just wanted to see if the concept still translated before I put the investment into it. So I was just literally throwing the ball around the playfield. And it worked. I liked it. So that's when I contacted Aaron from Fast Pinball. Spent about an hour and a half on the phone with him, telling him everything I had envisioned and what I needed to buy and how I could make it work. He put the package together for me, sent it, and I started building the real playfield that you actually see here. This is the first playfield that actually flipped. You know, it's a funny story is everyone I talk to, it's, why do you have art on a whitewood? I said, well, I got to test the printing process and the clear coat as well to see how it looks in production, right? So the final playfield, well, I'm going to tweak a few things to make it better. But I think it worked out pretty well, so I'm happy with kind of the layout.
I am also very happy with this layout. I played it for the first time on Thursday night, and it gives me the I want to play it again. I want to play it again. It is such a, I like how you pointed out, like, flow, because this game really does flow. And so I think it is pretty amazing that, you know, you built it out and then you attached everything just to make sure everything would work. And so why did Manu just press both flippers there?
So it's Top Gun. In the movies, they have to eject. Sometimes they eject successfully, and sometimes they don't, right? So in the artwork, you'll see that there's 2 eject handles above basically where the player's hands are at. So you qualify that with the first skill shot or by spelling goose 3 times. The left lane will light for eject, and the magnet will catch the ball. You have to flip the flippers. If you do, shoots the ball up the playfield to eject you successfully. If you don't pay attention, you don't flip the flippers, you die. And it plays unfortunately plays the goose scene where he dies in the movie.
I was devastated, by the way. I will never forget the experience from when I watched Top Gun, and all I could think of was, I was like, I love Goose so much. And then I will never forget the moment when Goose died, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so upset. So we've talked about kind of how you've built this out. You know, you're using the fast system. We know where you got your play field. This has obviously been a labor of love, and the big thing that it sounds like you had to work on was coding. So tell me a little bit about your process with coding. Like, what did that look like for you?
So, a little step back, I didn't know how to do anything. I work in finance marketing. You know, my primary responsibility is creating leads for our sales team, right?
Yeah.
So no experience with CAD, coding, welding, or anything like that. But I wanted to teach myself some new skills. So this was the opportunity to do it. So for coding specifically, the community, Homebrew community is great. I reached out, I was really struggling with the concept. A couple guys shared their code with me so I could read it. Because I can, generally if I see it, I can understand it. I just don't know what to write. So after seeing and understanding it, I got the basics, but I still wasn't grasping it. So I'm using Claude AI to help teach me how to do it. So I put prompts in there saying, I want to do X, Y, and Z. Tell me at a first grade level, how do I do this? Give me step-by-step instructions of how do I add this to my game? And it will give me instructions on what I need to do in order to make it achievable. And it gets pretty close. It's like everything AI-based where, it's not the funnest product or anything like that, but it gets me close enough to where I can start adding in the features that I want, the light shows and the animations, and it kind of gets me progressed along that way. But it's been a key to teach me how to do what I needed to do.
I know that I do not know how to code, and I feel like that would be, I think that's probably a solid barrier for a lot of people. But it sounds like there are resources out there that people can kind of use to kind of learn that skill. And what's been interesting is watching people learn to play this game. Tell me a little bit about the rules that you have kind of built in. How do I start my mode? How do I get to a multi-ball? What are we trying to do here?
Yeah, so there's several different types of modes in the game. So I'm going to start with training missions. Okay, so training missions, you spell Iceman.
Okay.
Once you spell Iceman, it'll light. So you see the blue light in the play field right now. That is a pilot training mission. So that will be lit when he finishes this particular mode he's in right now. You shoot under that left flipper. You can also shoot the top orbit. There's a diverter on the top of the game that gets the ball back there as well. In those 4 missions, the inverted, missiles, wingman, and afterburner, when you play those, if you complete it, it gives you a perk because you're training to get better, right?
Got it.
So for the rest of that ball, it makes it easier for you to complete the mode. So like for example, Wingman, think smart missiles, right?
Yeah.
So it literally lights up 4 inserts because there's missiles under your wing, right?
Yeah.
When you roll over that insert, it gives you that mode step and it progresses you through the mission. So that's one example of how that will work. Like Wingman, if you're in multi-ball, it recreates your multi-ball when you die, so it gives you 2 shots in multi-ball. So it just kind of makes the game easier and more fun as you progress. Now, the pilot missions are the ones in the middle. The top 5 are from the 1986 movie. The bottom 5 are from Top Gun Maverick. They're inspired by the pilots that are on the playfield. So each mode features that pilot and in their scenes in the movie. You light those by spelling Top Gun, by hitting the white shots when you're not in another mode. Multi-ball is by spelling lock, so L and O are on the left lane, C is by the tower ramp, and K is by the right ramp. You spell that, it lights lock. You hit that top ramp, and it physically locks the balls under the F-14 Tomcat jet, and it lights up the cockpit. So you lock 2 balls, you shoot the center scoop, and you're off in multi-ball. And multi-ball is the end of 1986 Top Gun, where you're battling the MiGs. All 5 MiGs show up, and they will attack you. So if you don't shoot them in time, they will shoot you, and they'll punish you with like no holds flipper, reverse flippers, GI turns off. All your MiGs respawn. So there's 10 different punishments that you can get randomly based off of them shooting you and you not shooting them.
Oh my God, this is amazing. There's so much thought that's been put into this. Like, that's nuts. I feel like I've gotten to like 2 modes. I've heard some rumblings about inverted.
Yeah.
Now tell me what inverted is.
So in the movie, the 1986 original movie, at the beginning of it, Maverick goes inverted over the MiG, and that's the iconic scene where he flicks them off and he takes the picture, right?
Yep.
Gotta be in the game, right? So I thought, inverted, what can I do with inverted that feels like inverted? Reverse the flippers, right? So it's a multi-ball, 2-ball multi-ball, because it's 2 airplanes that are in the movie. 2-ball multi-ball, reverse flippers, and it's switch-based. So you have to hit a set number of switches to light your jackpots, and there's 3 ways in order to successfully complete it and get that perk for the rest of the ball.
I feel like I am going to continue to be astounded and amazed at all of the thought that you've put into this. And also, like, the tournament director in me is like, it's a little bit like evil. And I think that I really love that. It really, like, it makes me feel very challenged. And so as you've built this out and you've coded it and you've changed it and you've tweaked it, what changes have you made kind of from the start to now? Like, what have you tweaked? What's been adjusted?
A lot of the things that I tweaked from the original playfield to this playfield is just getting the shots to feel clean and make you feel rewarded when you hit them. There's one thing that I can't stand personally is clunkiness.
Yeah.
I don't like a game that the shots rattle, they don't go where they're supposed to go. So I spent a lot of time making it to where everything feels like it's cohesive and it flows, but it's Top Gun. It's got to be fast. It's got to be in your face. It's got to keep you on their toes. So that's why all the shots, like the ramps lift and they have different ways the balls can travel underneath the ramps to come back at you in different ways. So that way as a player, as you're learning it, you never know where that ball is coming and it keeps you on your toes.
It really does. I would say that I have watched the ball time on this, and it's one of those things where I feel like you can get a hold of it, but then I feel like it's also been really, really tough. That is your last ball, Manu. What have you seen I'm curious what you've seen from people playing this weekend. I mean, it's been on the floor from Thursday to now. What have you seen? Is there something that you like, something that you're like, oh, it makes me want to change that? Like, what's kind of been the general response? Like, what's the experience been? I know it's been 36 hours, but.
What I've seen is excitement, which it warms the heart because that's the goal, right?
Yeah.
My goal for this game was for people to feel like they're part of the movie, experience the movie, have fun, talk about it, and then walk away and think, that's not a garage game.
No.
And I wasn't gonna bring it because I didn't think it was there. Everyone has just been so excited and had such great things to say about it. It just makes me feel great. I'm sorry.
You are totally okay. Brad, can I give you a hug? Are you a hug person? It has been an absolute joy to get to play your game this weekend.
It's just so rewarding
Yeah.
to see people walk away and family members excited and kids with their parents sit there and just like, oh yeah, look at this, look at that, and walk away. It's like a bonding moment for people, and I just feel that's what's needed today. And that's why I built the game, to dedicate it to the service people, dedicated to familyness, and that's why my grandfather is a big part of it.
Well, I can say this, which is, it is something where I know that, and I think that when I started and when I was very excited to get to like play all of I was so excited to get to have Emoto email us to be like, hey, do you guys want to do this? And I was like, oh my God, yes. And then I would say, I've always appreciated homebrew and getting to see all of these things that people build. You know me, I'm a tinkerer. We were talking about 3D printers like 2 years ago. And this is why. Yeah, fun story for, the YouTube when this is later. Brad and I were talking about 3D printers like 2 years ago and how to get started on all of this. And I'm a huge tinkerer, and it's been so much fun to get to kind of see, that's the joy of tinkering. You get to have this beautiful end product. And then I love getting to see the reaction of the things that I made. And I feel like everybody I've seen who's played this game this weekend has had such a positive reaction. And I've been one of them. I'm obsessed. I will Bogart your line if I have an opportunity. And so I would, I guess my next question is, what's next for you? Are you going to work on another game? Is it, is this it? Is this all we're gonna see from you? Like, what's coming next for Brad? Or what you have a pinball, like it's hot rod, right?
Hot rod pinball is kind of what my wife and I came up with.
Yeah.
We're really into cars. I'm really into pinball. She puts up with it. She's great, right? She lets me do the things I want to do. I want to finish this. There's so much that I want to put into it that's not in it yet. But when I finish it, I really want to do more. I do.
Yeah.
I just got to figure out how I can, from a time perspective, how to make something else. And then it's not cheap, unfortunately, right? So figure out how I can afford to make the next game. But my wife and I are on the same page. We both would like to do Fast and Furious.
I would also like for you to do Fast and the Furious. If you do Fast and the Furious, the justice that you have done to Top Gun, Jordan, do you know what he wants to do next? Fast and Furious. Yes, please.
Fast and Furious, we're probably looking, right now my mindset is more the original movie because that was the iconic movie to me. My wife and I, we watch them all. We watch them every time they come on. We enjoy it, but to me, that's where the excitement comes from. So there's 3 movies or 3 series that we really engage with as a family: Top Gun, Fast and Furious, and Twilight. And I would do Twilight, but I just can't mentally grasp how I can make that a pinball game.
I can help you with that. I can absolutely help you make a Twilight game. I have watched all of the movies. I could not manage through the books. I feel like your daughters would help you make a Twilight movie.
My daughter's really
not a Twilight movie.
Right.
Your daughter's
She
not
is
into
not.
Twilight?
She's 16, but she's not into Twilight, right? So that is more something that my wife and I enjoy. My wife more than me, honestly, but I still enjoy it. It's fun. I just can't think of a way to integrate that into my concepts on making a pinball machine out of it. But Fast and Furious, I've got ideas.
Well,
Fast and Furious.
well, I love all of your ideas from Top Gun. It has been an amazing game. We are going to go ahead and sign off. Brad, thank you so much for taking the time, telling me about your game, and making something that everybody's been able to enjoy with us this weekend.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, and I hope everyone gets a chance to play and enjoy.
All right. So that was interviews that we captured at Texas Pinball Festival 2026. Oh, I was going to put on my little... Come on and play again. Let's loop it. So much fun. Again, thank you to Manu and Jordan and Rebecca and everyone else that came and helped make this possible. Aaron Davis from Fast Pinball, Aaron and Dave Beecher was there too. It was huge help from Fast Pinball, and Ernie. Ernie's our fearless leader in our product department at Marco, but also champions Trident Pinball, where he helps cut whitewoods for you for your future games. So you can connect with all of us on all the socials and stuff. And yeah, we're excited for more homebrew games and, doing what we can to help promote this awesome community. So now, for those who are on Twitch, stick around because we are going to. Oh, check this out. Let's There's quite a few people actually doing some fun stuff right now. There's a unboxing of a Beetlejuice. JoJo's playing some Pokemon. So we're gonna raid some folks here. I wish we could split raid. How do we get to the creator dashboard? I'm excited to see y'all at the shows that are coming up. We will be at Pin Festival Allentown. We're taking pre-orders for that show now. And we will also be at Golden State Pinball Festival doing Pinball University. Oh, I see why. Haha. Gotta log in. Shows that we won't be presenting at, but are coming up is Midwest Gaming Classic in Milwaukee. And Midwest Gaming Classic, and then Pintastic up in Massachusetts. That's a great pinball party show. Lots of homebrew up there. Actually, at Pintastic and Midwest Gaming Classic, you'll get a great fill of awesome custom games. So definitely check those out if you're in any of those areas. After our Golden State show, we'll be preparing for the Northwest Pinball Show in Tacoma. We have a big homebrew section there for PinDevCon. That will be part of our PinDevCon tour with Fast and Trident. So that's actually home base of Fast Pinball. So we get some extra learning in there. We create a little miniature seminar area where we just showcase how to create homebrew games all weekend long. Super rad. And after Northwest, we will be headed to Atlanta for Southern Fried Gaming Expo. And that's also part of our PinDevCon. That's Ernie's hometown, actually mine as well too. So we'll be out there repping in Atlanta. And after that, in August, we'll be in Marco's hometown for Soda City Comic Con. That's a great growing show for pinball and arcades and lots of vendors because it is a Comic Con. So you go there and can buy lots of cool stuff, do cosplay contests and all that fun stuff. And then it's the big Pinball Expo coming up in October. Mid-October is Pinball Expo. Everyone is saving the dates so they can go check out that show. That's where we'll do a really big, we have lots of floor space, thanks to Rob Burke and his family are huge supporters of this movement as well. So they, as the show, help a lot to make our little homebrew village very spectacular, and we really, really, really appreciate everything that they do to make the homebrew and custom games special at Pinball Expo. And if you can't wait for Pinball Expo to play some of the world's best pinball machines, then head over to Pastimes Arcade in Girard, Ohio. It's the Guinness Book of World Records largest public pinball collection, and Rob has a bunch of rare games, lots of stuff from Spain and Argentina and Italy, games you've definitely never seen before. He has at his arcade at Pastimes, and flipping, because he has a great tech support, great group of technicians up there. In fact, I believe Mark Gibson from Fun with Pinball will be headed there shortly to do some training on how to work on electromechanical games. You can check out more about his classes on funwithpinball.com. He will also be doing class sessions at Pacific Pinball Museum a few weeks before Golden State at the beginning of May. So if you are looking to learn how to work on the electromechanical games, this is one of the best classes that you can take. Mark is very proficient in working on electromechanical, reading schematics, teaching us how to troubleshoot these games, and it's just really awesome helping keep those games alive. If you can't make it to any of his in-person classes, he does host monthly online clinics that you can sign up to, again, on funwithpinball.com, where you can either submit your game issue that you're having with your electromechanical game, or just watch along, as I do every month. And it's Mark and a bunch of other coaches from all around the world helping folks become more electromechanical competent, which is really, really huge. So we love all the pinball repair work, the restorations, the creating your own like this at the Homebrew Showcase. So it's all just eat, sleep, and drink pinball, y'all. We love it so much, and we hope y'all do as well too. And let's bring more people into our community and keep doing cool stuff together. All right. We're going to go hang out with JoJo. We like JoJo. He's fun. He has flippers for arms. He's like a penguin. Lots of great energy. And he's playing the new Pokemon, which is a super great new Stern release. So let's go check it out and go say hi to the JoJo. For everyone else, we will see you next week for another episode of PinTech Live. Possibly some more content watching. I am working on curating a lot of the footage that we shot at our first ever Texas Pinball Festival Tech Day. So we have some cool coverage of Todd Tuckey and Nick Shell and others working on games. Eugene Mosh, and yeah, the list goes on and on and on. So thank you, everybody, and see you next time. Oh my.